let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safeway Liquid Beer for the podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
4, 3, 2, 1. It is all over. The Edmonton Oilers have won the Stanley Cup.
For the win. Draisaitl centers McDavid. Tips it home. Game over.
Gretzky going in. Sugar trying to get back. Gretzky with his number 4.
It's the 6 o'clock and check-in. Come on, let's go.
And he scores. Leon Draisaitl.
It's the AM nasty big hello.
And there it is. Zach Hyman.
It's the cool red hot Nielson Show. Let's go.
The Oilers pouring it on. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Smith from behind the net, a wraparound.
Edmonton wins.
Everybody tune in, even my wife. And those Maclamala intros are cutting like a knife.
That is an absolutely pitifully bad call.
Hey, it's Mitch texting in. He's your dealer for life.
It is Marchand scores.
It's stuck at 6 o'clock and logging with some sirloin.
McDavid, beautiful move. In on it. What can you say?
Let's see the Curry score.
Here they come, the Oilers. It's dropped back from Buchberger. Shoots, scores! Buchberger! The Oilers win it!
The Oilers have won the Stanley Cup.
Very impressive. Taken a few years to put all this together.
It's not a one-year quest because it's so hard to get your hands on. At this stage of my life, I don't invest in green bananas. It's a lifetime quest. Just not sure if I'm going to be around long enough to see them ripen to be yellow. You can't party enough when you win that thing. It's a party machine. Party machine. That's why it's the Stanley Cup. It's hard. It's hard.
Rogers Place, play La Bamba, baby!
Play La Bamba, baby!
Well, we're a dangerous team when we're rolling, and we're healthy, and we are healthy.
Cup is on the line, baby, come and get it done. 16 wins, yeah, they're going on a run. Looking to advance, going deep in the dance. Hop on the bandwagon, let's hear the fans. The fans.
Special place to play, honestly. So much history, these fans. It's great to hear their sport.
Razzling and dazzling every single night. Clubs coming out, baby, gonna be a fight. 6 games, 5 games, how about a sweep? Ticket prices, yeah, they're gonna be steep, yeah! Yeah! Come on! It's the playoffs! Crank it up! It's the playoffs! Take the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Ooh, gotta get the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Come on, lift it up! Let's go win the Stanley! Waited long enough, it's time, no more wait for the Oilers. well, it's the fates, yeah. Listen, first gear, second gear, third gear, go. McDavid 97, he's a one-man show. Draisaitl, Iverson, gotta love the nude. Bruce Skinner and Picks need to be huge. Be huge. They gotta squeeze a little, squeeze a little, squeeze a little more. Get the bottom six to find a way to score. One time, overtime, gotta find a way. Jam-packed must be going insane. Yeah! Yeah! Cheer a little more. It's the playoffs. Crank it up. It's the playoffs. Take the cup. Let's go win the Stanley. Ooh, gotta get the cup. Let's go win the Stanley. Come on, lift it up. Let's go win the Stanley. Waited long enough.
What a way to start the show. What a way to start the show. What's going on, everybody? It's Dusty. It's Lieutenant Eric. We're done now. I play the song. Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Lieutenant Eric's just straight up in a zone. He was ready to go. And so are we. Hopefully the Oilers are as well for a game 2 tonight. Tommy Gazzola, hot and heavy. All looking good at the table for 5, please. Table for 5. Tommy, please, yes. You know what Tommy really likes is when you write down the name of a song on a little piece of paper and slide it over to him.
Tip him well.
I think that'll be great tonight. Hudson's, Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall, game 2 tonight. Tommy Gazzola will be set up right by the door. Eric might be at the wood. I'm hoping to also be at the wood. The Barracuda hits the pool tonight.
Okay.
But when the Barracuda is done in the pool, I'm gonna be heading over.
Wing night.
Oh, it should be a lot of fun.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Very much looking forward to the game tonight. Game 2. Trev's fired up. He wasn't. People were wondering if he's also doing the pom pom. We should have thrown you a pom pom. You can get in the pom pom game. It's very fun.
I would like to.
Yeah. Oh man, you should ask.
Going
just ask.
forward.
We have 4 pom poms over here.
Okay.
You could have 2 pom poms if you wanted.
I didn't know if they were just yours, but
No, they're everybody's. They're community pom poms from
I do
William
feel
Huff.
left out.
Yeah. Mate.
Looking from
That's
afar.
the last thing we want.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Got lots to cheer for, boys. This is a big one
Step
tonight.
inside Rogers Place. Hey,
Just kidding. No. You man, nice jersey today.
Thanks, boys.
That's nice. Nice little Draisaitl jersey for good luck, eh?
Yep. Yeah. No, I'm wearing the dust.
Show
of
the
this
people
bad
your
boy
jersey.
off.
Put on the 3 cam. Let's get a look at this. Let's get a look at this jersey today.
geez.
Why not?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen you in this jersey before. We've known you for like a year and a half.
Yeah. No, I haven't worn this. I haven't worn any jersey here.
No,
I don't
you
think
haven't
so.
really.
Yeah,
Zactic in
I
there.
dusted this bad boy off today.
Let's get a look at that. Oh, look at this. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh,
The reverse retro.
Yeah, the old classic.
Looks good. I love this jersey. So
It feels nice. You're feeling pretty confident about
Feel
this.
pretty good.
Okay, good.
I got 29 in the back. He's going to have a huge game. He had a pretty solid game, but McDavid stole the show for sure for the Oilers in game 1. Tonight it's going to be Leon.
Leon's night tonight.
I wouldn't be surprised if McDavid gets in on the action as well. But I'm so fired up, boys.
Yeah.
Let's go, nasties. How we doing? Let's go.
Hudson's game 2 tonight. West Edmonton Mall, Bourbon Street.
Let's go.
The Wolf is in and says the Wolf will be getting into town around 8:30. Hudson's is sounding pretty nice. Wolf. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. That would be great. We would very much appreciate that. 51 away from changing a hundo already. A huge show yesterday. I looked back on it last night. Almost 800 thumbs up yesterday by the time people watch that throughout the day.
Thumb.
We like thumbs. Elizabeth does a really good Reed Wilkins impression on the click.
Click. Must you click? Please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb.
Yes, please, must click. Thumb. Let's blow through 100 essentially immediately this morning. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, please tell your friends about what we're cooking here over at EST. We will once again be live from now up until puck drop tonight. Extended Reed Wilkins show for 30 minutes and then a 90-minute Oil Stream GCL Diesel pregame show with Tommy Gazzola live from Hudson's Hudson's Bourbon Street at West Edmonton Mall. Let's just early vibe check this morning, people. What are you thinking for game 2? We're going to dive into it. I mean, we've got Jamie McClennon coming up. We got Greg Wyshynski coming up. We got the fans. Oh, there's a lot. I mean, we're going to hear what Conor McDavid had to say yesterday. So there's lots to get to. Some notes on game 2. Could we see Klingberg? Could we see Kane? There's lots going on there. But just the general vibe check for you right now. Are you pretty confident in the Oilers going into the game tonight? Do you essentially view tonight as a must win? Like it may have been for the Los Angeles Lakers last night, and they managed to get it done. God, they were running guys off the 3-point line last night. Like, it was just great. It was good to see them committed to defense. That's going to be a hell of a series. Holy smokes. For basically after the first quarter, the Timberwolves never got within 8, and I still was having like a mental breakdown. It was not good. They never even got within 8, and I was like, passed out for part of the fourth quarter. But you know,
LeBron takes you home though.
Got the double-double.
Yeah.
Big steal late. Huge steal late by the greatest of all time. And Luka, just a really nice game. Reeves got going a little bit as well. There's still a much better game to be played from the Lakers there, though. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when that series shifts on the road. But that one, see, that's different. The Lakers last night, at home, you can't go out on the road down 2-0. Like, they had to have that last night. Yeah. I don't know if I'm at that spot. Oilers fans might be, but I don't know if I'm at the spot with that team right now where gotta win. Like, it would be great to win tonight, so you don't have to win 4 of the next 5 against the Kings, which is a very difficult task. But you know what they say? A series doesn't start until a team loses at home. Yeah. So the Oilers will be coming back to a raucous Rogers. So what's your level of like gotta have it tonight at?
Well, a split can go either way, right?
It's true. Yeah.
Like there's 2 ways of viewing the split.
2 ways of viewing the split.
Which is funny because the split, you define the word and it's a split. So there's kind of two halves of looking at it there. What was the question? Vibe check?
Yeah, vibe check and the urgency around this game tonight.
They'll go up 2 games here tonight. The Oilers.
They're going to go 2 games tonight.
Oh, they lost.
They lost. You scared me there for a second.
The vibes here. I thought it was.
The vibes are so good. We're ignoring that they lost game 1.
It feels like they're going to go up 2-0 tonight because of game 1. No, it should be good. I mean, I'll be interested in the first 10 minutes. McDavid spoke about the first 40. Obviously, they came out slow. The first 10 in this game is going to be because what does LA bring? Where's their mindset at and knowing what happened? Because you can take that in a variety of ways too. Like this is. The Splitteroonie clip. This is what we should be playing. This is a true Splitteroonie right now because the Kings win the game. They learn a lesson, but they don't lose anything. The Oilers plant that seed. So the first 10 minutes and how these both teams come out to address this game, I think will be huge.
If the Oilers can score in like their first 3 or 4 shots on Kemper, it's over. Like they're gonna get to maybe, but they can get to him early tonight. He's done. He's donezo. Trav, vibe check for you. You are in-house Oilers fan for this show.
I am.
Where's your confidence level at heading into tonight?
Oh, well, first off, I'm fired up, and I knew you were gonna go this way, and I was like, oh, they have to win this one, and that was my mindset. They have to win. I don't like their chances going against the Kings. You know, down 2-0 or 0-2. They have to win. So the first 10 minutes will be very telling. How are the Kings going to be? How are the Oilers going to counter that? Or is it the other way around? Like, who sets the pace? I have to think that the Oilers are going to set the pace in this one.
It'll be disturbing if they don't.
If they don't, I'll be very alarmed, and it'll be like, well, what's going on here? Like, again, like, is this where they're at? So I like their chances. I really do. And the more and more I think about it, just that drive home from last night's game, like this team is beatable. The Kings are certainly beatable. And that was the narrative coming in. Like everyone, all the analysts, all the hockey experts, outside of Edmonton this Kings team is different. This Kings team is different. And I was starting to buy into that. But that last third period there, I was really like, okay, no, this Oilers team can definitely beat this team. And that was just 20 minutes that they showed. So if they bring a full 60, even a full 40, I really, really like their chances, and it all starts with 97. So what can he do, and what does the team do to follow Conor McDavid? I can't wait.
You start this game with McDavid and Draisaitl on the ice, right?
So.
Like,
yeah.
you have to
Set the pace.
You have to send that message
Set the
immediately.
pace.
Nuclear option.
Do you not want
Going
Darcy
back to
Kemper peeing his pants just a little bit early in the hockey game? I think
so fired up.
I think you have to. If you're watching over on YouTube this morning, smash the thumbs up. Game 2 tonight. We are 11 away from changing 100 already. Let's go. Hammer the thumbs up. Game 2. I'm very excited for this tonight. We'll lay out the show for you in a second. I want to get to this one from Strummy setting. By the way, no Macramala today. And the Macramala intros are flying in like crazy today. There's no Macramala today, so I'm closing my eyes. I'm not reading any of these Macramala intros. Send them back in next week. He's got some rich family stuff to do today, so he can't join us. So save them. I don't want to spoil them for the listeners. I don't want to spoil them for myself because I know you put so much work into these Macramala intros, and I've seen some. I peeked at a couple of them.
Yeah,
and they are on point today, but I don't want you to waste all the good Macramala intros on a day when Macramala is not going to join us.
Cease and desist.
Yeah, that's a legal letter, and he's a lawyer. So that's why you made that reference.
Yeah, that's what we'll respond to each and every intro sent in today.
I do want to get to this one, though. Strummy over in the Nasty Chat. My sleeping kids after I lost my bleep when McDavid scored late to tie the game.
There's a murderer in the house.
That brings us to something that I did last
night. A very special treat on this
Oh,
Wednesday.
man, this is out of nowhere, okay? So, Jason from Clairview Boston Pizza wrote that the Ballad of the Buffet Bandit.
The Buffet Bandit.
And he's like, yeah, I did it on like this site where you just write all the lyrics and then like you choose a voice, you choose a style of music, how you want them to sing. It's like this AI thing. So last night, I got some of the prep for the show done kind of early. I was watching the Lakers game and I wrote a song for Wednesdays. Banged out the lyrics and then like selected all the stuff, hit create from them. And the lyrics just, I mean, it's pretty easy. I had the soundboard open. I was trying to put it together from start to finish. This song took like 20 minutes. It was insane. And like once you hit like create, it takes like 60 seconds and they pump up the 2 options for you on this like AI music generating website. And I actually like what they gave us. So we're gonna play that for you at 6:30. Wednesdays finally has a song, and it's hip hop.
Wow!
I chose a hip hop,
a city
style.
beat.
Yeah, I chose a hip hop style. Let me
RCN's gonna love it.
Let me wet your whistle a little bit. Let me give you just the tip. How about that, hey boys? We just got street cred.
Goosebumps.
We just got street cred.
Coop could do a little something like that, eh?
Oh, man. Coop's just like, give me 16 bars.
He's going to...
Give me 16 bars on that track, Dusty. So anyway, I'm excited for that. We'll have that for you. Let's lay out the rest of the show for you. It's going to be a good one. Morning announcements coming up right away. We'll hear what Conor McDavid had to say yesterday because he's your captain. We'll do that just after 6:30. I think I called the song She's the Mama. Anyway, She's the Mama debut around 6:30 today. That's a good for the Italian Center. Jamie McLennan for Pro-Am Sports will build an EST parlay. I'll tell you right now what it'll be. McDavid over 2 points, Draisaitl over 2 points, Oilers win. Ride with us or die on that one tonight. Free advice for Damon Bunting with the agency, local slumlord extraordinaire, and guy who is currently in my top 5 of guys I wish I could be better friends with if I had more time list. He's right up there. The Fan Zone for fansfirst.ca. Here's a question for the Fan Zone today. And it's not a question we have to wait for. Like, we can get into this a little bit earlier in the show today, but that'll kind of be the focus.
How much will the Oilers win by tonight?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Do they win by 3 or 4 games, or 4 goals tonight? No.
Low.
If McDavid and Draisaitl are together, what is the best possible second line you can build? Does that involve not having Hyman with the big boys and putting him on a line with Nuge and so-and-so? So what is the best second line you can build? Because if McDavid and Draisaitl are together, they could torch the Kings, Oilers could win. But sure, it would sure be nice if you get something else somewhere.
Janmark and 2 others.
You be careful. You be careful.
Hey,
I'm gonna
he's
take
got
off.
the magic. He's on a streak.
I'm going to Scooby-Doo you, and that's Tommy Gazzola under Eric's face over there. Kind of easy trivia. 3, you know what? I will say this. Got to sprinkle Matthias Janmark for a possible 3-game
I'm
playoff
just saying,
goal
it's
scorer.
the playoffs. This is different sauce here, right?
Yeah.
Like he feels it.
Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast. Greg Wyshynski from ESPN. Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power. Marmot Basin Snow Report. The wrap for William Huff. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a busy show on our hands today. Let's dive into your morning announcements for 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. You can record every single morning, and the lovely Jess Jackson with her orange playoff beard on the way home every single day. Trev, can I get a 100? Can I get a 100?
Wow.
Let's do it.
Changing 100.
Oh, I love it. And we're already well surpassed 100. 200 is right around the corner.
The pace is immense today.
It's an immense pace. If you hit the like button for more than 4 hours and it won't go away, see a doctor. They'll look after you.
Or don't.
They'll look after
If you like that type of thing.
Makes us rock hard every morning, doesn't it?
It's hard.
All right. Hammer the thumbs up for us. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at edmontonsportstalk.com, please hit us up in the Paris Jewelers inbox today. Paris Jewelers, 22 locations across 4 provinces, 5 locations right here locally. We're talking West Edmonton Mall. We're talking Kingsway, Londonderry, Sherwood Park Mall, and St. Albert Center. And, of course, online, www.parisjewelers.com. One of your text messages will end up winning text of the day today for A&W. It is a game day. They've got that fantastic deal. Mama Burger and fries, $5 right now. Probably throw in one of those iconic teen burgers just for yourself or take them home to the family. The Nielson Show today and every day is brought to you by Southfort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot at Southfort Chev, www.southfortchev.com. OAC financing or 0% financing, OAC, up to 72 months. Or save $8,000 right now in a 2025 Silverado 1500. Gotta like it, eh? Paul from The Rock texts into that Paris Jewelers inbox today and says Bouchard needs to be a playoff player tonight. Oh, that'd go a long way, wouldn't it, Paul from The Rock? He's probably having brunch right now, that guy. All right, let's get to last night in the National Hockey League. And, I mean, there's a couple of places to start.
Oh, is there?
Rob the plumber texted in this morning. He says, Morning, boys. Is there any surprise that Matthew Turtleboy Tkachuk played last night when everybody else is questioning for the LTI? Everybody else was a question for the LTIR. It's BS that's going on that makes you wonder, is this league really playing favorites or is it just a coincidence? Let's see you. Let's go Oilers. Matthew Tkachuk, despite not playing game 82, and despite Elliot Friedman saying that the NHL is
no surgery,
saying
no surgery.
He didn't have surgery.
No surgery.
He just rehabbed for the last 3 months.
The program.
And then he steps up. What do you have? 2 goals last night?
Yeah.
Florida Panthers.
And an assist.
I picked the Lightning in this series. That might be an all-time bad take from me.
Well, do they start Vasilevsky next game? That's what I want to know.
I'd go back to him. I'd stick with Vasilevsky.
You want to poll this?
Yeah, I think maybe we should. Who should the Lightning start in game 2? 100% Andre Vasilevsky, 0% other guy.
625. 625.
Florida has 16 shots in that game and scores 6 goals. Matthew Tkachuk did not wait to play game 2, despite Elliot Friedman's warnings from the league.
Elliot Friedman warning him via the league. Hey,
Well, the NHL obviously has to be using Elliot a bit to try to get that message out there. But the Florida Panthers are like,
he's the muscle.
F you. See you later. Tkachuk will not only be playing, but he'll be scoring 2 goals and picking up
Friedman
an
meets Zito in a dark parking lot.
That's what
you
it
better
is.
not. And then Zito does it.
We have to do this. We have to get the message out there. Anyway, look, Matthew Tkachuk's in the chat today. Cry harder, dopes. A conch for whoever runs those accounts. Anyway, Panthers triple up the Lightning 6-2.
3 for 3 on the power play.
They go 3 for 3 on the power play?
Tampa 1 for 3.
The PP was effective last night for Florida. Carolina, the Devils Kane series is really living up to the nobody cares about you hype.
Why don't we just make it a best of 3?
Yeah. I mean,
We could just kind of.
It's not the worst of ideas.
It's done.
It's not the worst of ideas. We were talking about yesterday in the lock shop that in the NBA, if you win a playoff game by 50, you automatically win the series. Series is over. Like OKC.
Given the modern day game,
OKC won game 1 by 50. Series over. You win 1-0.
Night.
You wait for the next round.
Night.
The Maple Leafs in overtime. Max Domi, kind of a fort. The puck slips through the Senators' defender's legs, comes right back to Domi. Snipe City. Leafs win 3-2.
Sens have to feel good though, going home down 2-0.
Well, this is the thing, but they're not going on the road down 2-0.
Yeah.
They are going home.
Yeah.
And I thought for that, and I watched a decent chunk of that game last night. Well, early I did. Obviously, once the Lakers game. Well, no, actually, that game was pretty much. I did watch a lot of that game last night. I thought the Sens were kind of the better team for like at least 40 minutes of that hockey game last night. So that could be. I mean, if you score last night, you're probably feeling better about your series chances.
Sure.
In overtime, but if you lose, you're in a really tough spot, but something to build on, I guess, going home, which is nice for them.
Like, we were also bullish on them heading in, and I think people still want to be.
I picked Toronto in 6.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Yeah. I think Toronto in 6 could still very much be a thing. And then Minnesota last night. How about the Wild?
Kirill, as Button pointed, it was Button saying talking Kirill yesterday.
I don't remember that.
Empty netter, but he also got a goal. Yeah, they scored quick 4-0, I think, 3 in the first.
Oh yeah, they were rolling early, and they hang on 5-2 over Vegas last night. Did you see Stolars and Ridley Gregg of Lethbridge, Alberta last night in front of the net? I tweeted it out. Stolars gives him the nastiest slash that we have seen in these playoffs. No call. Gregg goes to the corner, then comes back, and then Stolars bumps him and gets an interference penalty. I don't know what Gregg got a penalty for. I mean, he basically didn't do anything. He wasn't even in the bloody crease. He was standing at the edge of the crease. Stolars gives him a blocker to the back of the head, and then he comes across. Gregg did give him like just the slightest sort of little shot as he was coming across the top of the crease, and then Stolars just, and I know it was onto his pants, but still, that's a nasty slash. And then he puts a shoulder into him after Gregg was coming back up from behind the net. Ends up getting a roughing penalty, but I don't know how how an official can stand there. And I get it; it's a goalie, and goalies kind of get free passes and some of this stuff. But I don't know how a guy can stand there and watch that slash and go, "That's not."
See, we should clip this, put it on a hotkey, so you can just play it every morning when we get in.
My same take about Oh, NHL fishing last night.
What time is it? 6:28. Yeah.
I don't understand how they missed this call. Like all that stuff. It's just, it's pathetic. It just is. I'm sorry.
Pathetic.
Got to get that figured out. NBA action last night. Well, they should, but they won't.
They should, yeah.
OKC Thunder roll over the Grizz again. 118-99 last night. SGA only needed 27 to get it done. Holmgren had 20. Williams had 24. Lou Dort went 8 and 9.
Put him in the torture chamber.
The Pacers take a 2-0 series lead on the Bucks. That one in Indy, and then the Lakers and the T-Wolves come away with a split from Crypto.com Arena.
Now to the Jays.
The Jays weren't on the radar yesterday for me, buddy. I'm not going to lie. What happened?
Bats cold again. 4th straight loss. 5-1 to the Astros. 12-12 on the season.
Whatever.
Yeah. We're saying the ups and downs. We're in that lull point now. We'll care again midsummer. Yeah.
And hockey fans, you may want to cover your ears. I retweeted this morning. The NBA's 8 playoff games on opening weekend, highest number of ratings in 25 years, a 17% increase over last year. So for a league that is
I replied to that
dying
tweet.
because of didn't you say dying league? The highest ratings in the last 25 years. Over opening weekend.
Well,
Association City. Hit it, Trev.
LeBron James.
I didn't know what you were hitting. I just saw you hovering. It was like,
it's
really
a new button. I was like, LeBron James. I'm like, I don't know what this is.
Did you put that in?
No.
Oh, it must have been the Coob.
Yeah.
I like it.
The Coob sticking in James drops.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Reed Wilkins Show must talk about him a ton in a positive fashion.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. If you were watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We're almost changing 150 already. A bunch of you watching, so hammer the thumbs up for us. That would be greatly appreciated. We will continue to set up game 2. We're going to hear what Conor McDavid had to say. We got that Owens Mama song that I put together last night. We'll have that for you coming up.
Rap.
Yeah, it's a rap track. As we are going hard now here. I always wanted to put together a rap music song. So we'll have that for you.
Are we
coming up
Tailing of the North today too?
Oh, geez, yeah, Tales of the North. It's got right there. Oh boy, Tales.
I'm ready to roll.
My goodness. Yeah, I've got the script sitting right here. Okay. Whoa, woo! This is gonna be a fun hour here. This is exciting. Where is my Tales of the North script?
Oh, look at D-Rock in the nasty chat. I never watch NBA.
Wow, that's weird. 4.4 other million people did. My Tales of the North
hurts,
script. Did I leave it at home? That's all right. I got it on my computer anyway.
Improv. They do that in theater sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
like
improv.
Colin Mockery. I love that
Ryan
guy.
Stiles.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Colin Mockery and Ryan Stiles are two of the funniest dudes of all time.
We should do a Whose Line Is It Anyway? Tales, at least we're nothing.
That would be good.
Right off the top of the dome.
Things you can say at work and while having sex. Go. Wow, I really love Reed Wilkins' beard.
It's hard.
All right, let's get to a sports update with Lieutenant Eric. Tales of the North, McDavid's availability, the new Owens Mama song here on an O Wednesday.
Rap.
And a whole lot more coming up before 7 o'clock. If you're watching on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up for us. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, send the link to EST to all of your buddies. We would really appreciate it. Here's the update.
Matt Tkachuk returning the lineup with a pair of goals and an assist as the Panthers take Game 1 over the Lightning 6-2 last night. 3 first-period goals saw the Wild earn the split with a 5-2 Game 2 win down in Vegas. Freddie Anderson, 25 saves. Canes edged the Devils 3-1. They lead that series 2-0, and Toronto up 2-0 as well, following a 3-2 overtime win over Ottawa. Max Domi with the winner. Oilers-Kings, Game 2 tonight from Los Angeles. Join Tom Gazzola. You'll have your GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows live from Hudson's Bourbon Street. Coverage beginning at 6:30 here on EST. Elsewhere tonight, the Capitals host the Habs at 5. Washington up 1-0. And Game 3 from Colorado between the Stars and Avalanche. That series knotted at a game apiece. Puck drop 7:30. Pascal Siakam and Tyrese Halliburton each with a triple-double, leading the Pacers over the Bucks 123-115. Indiana up 2-0. Thunder roll past the Grizzlies 118-99. OKC also up 2-0 in that one. And the Lakers evening their series at a game with the T-Wolves 94-85. Luka Doncic 31 points and an assist shy of a triple-double. 3 games tonight. Boston and Cleveland look to go 2-up. They're at home in their series. Celtics host the Magic while the Cavs welcome in the Heat. Golden State Warriors, meanwhile, they're a game up on Houston. Game 2 tonight from Houston, tip-off 7:30. Jays bats cold again in a 5-1 loss to the Astros. Toronto have dropped 4 straight. They'll look to avoid the series sweep later today. First pitch, 5:40. Up next, hour 1 of the Nielson Show continues here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
He's just a forward named Matt who plays for the Flames. A punk or a coward, a few of his names. He likes shooting and scoring and hits in the back. And when you're not looking, that's when he'll attack. He runs with his gloves, they're glued on his hands. Now it's pretty clear he's hated by fans. But sometimes that just ain't enough to keep a rat like him interested. Oh no, no way. No, he's got to go out and take runs at someone else's expense. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. He makes dirty hits we don't want in the game, then covers up his head and hides in shame. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. Yo yo. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He aims for your back and then leaves his feet, while George and the league are saying, hey, that's sure neat. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. Yo with Dowdy and Cassian singing along. Maybe he'll fight and prove us all wrong. Nah, he's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle.
Kachuk is back. Looks fine. Florida rolls over Tampa in game 1 last night. Shaggy in St. Albert on tilt here early this morning over on the YouTube channel. Shaggy, as once great Robin Williams once said, it's not your fault. Son, it's not your fault. Don't you do this to me, man. It's not your fault, Shaggy. If you want to swing on by today for a hug, Shaggy, I got you, man. I got you. It's not your fault.
It really hits in the getup.
Yeah. When you say it like this, Shaggy.
That Jerry curl.
It's not your fault, Shaggy.
Point driven home.
All right, we're going to hear what Conor McDavid had to say. That's coming up. We are going to, you know what? From that's good. We'll debut the Ann Ramsey song. She's the mama.
There's a murderer in the house. Who the hell are you all of a sudden?
I think you're going to like it. Jamie McLennan just after 7 o'clock today. Greg Wyshynski today as well at 8:30 this morning. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We could be changing 200 here right away. We are just 45 likes away from changing 200. All right, Oilers, Kings tonight, game 2. Shall you be ready for the Tales of the North, good sir?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Here we go.
Who owns the North? Who owns the North? Show me!
He has a harmonica in his mask. Tonight, the North seeks to salvage the most sought-after split at the crypt. Despite coming up just shy of victory in the opening battle of the war, a message has clearly been sent. Kemper is a mere mortal. He be human. They made him bleed his own blood. He's just a man. The clone of Corpusalo, a copy of Quick, Talbot's twin. Like many victims before him, taken to the woodshed by the bloody brilliance of McDavid's wonderful wizardry. To know the dramatic, head floppy Phil, up to his old tricks once more. But with the threat of evil Evander Kane the clobberer lurking in the weeds, he may wish to mind his P's and Q's. These are the tales of the North, and may they be heard far and wide across this great land. I did not see you jam that harmonica up in the mask. So you really caught me off guard.
Had up there the whole time.
God. That was a great timing, good
Do you
sir.
get it? Because
Do they run back harmonica anthem tonight? Probably not. Hey, that's a one-off.
They're 1-0.
And
You got to ride with the hot.
Why would you mix it up?
The hot hand.
Why would you mix it up?
Get those ladies back there.
Yeah, good point.
The Korean seniors quintet.
If they're good enough to do game 1, they got to be good enough to do game 2.
And why not do both?
Do both games.
Both anthems.
Oh, both anthems. Oh, wow. I guess there's that too. All right, there we go. That's Tales of the North to get you set for game 2 tonight. Tomorrow's show will be insane if they win. People are going to be running down. There'll be a lineup outside Pro-Am tomorrow morning if they win tonight.
Lose.
I don't know how to describe tomorrow's show if they lose. Or the GCL Diesel post-game show, which will be live from Hudson's at West Edmonton Mall on Bourbon Street. Can you play O Canada on that thing? Somebody's asking.
No, it's not in the proper key. I don't.
You should have texted Lachlan Cross.
I can't. You kind of get that going, but no, you can't do the O Canada.
Can't do O Canada.
Like it's not in the proper. It's like they're
That's
all in
an
different
American
keys.
harmonica.
Yeah. Japanese, actually.
Oh. Trev, do you ever play the harmonica? You look like you might have done harmonica for like a summer in grade 6 or something.
I look like I would have done it. Or
I don't know.
No,
Or your stories from the past, you know?
I definitely Well, like I did have one, but I mean, I just mess around with it, make a few cool sounds. It wasn't. I always wanted to be, because I love fishing. I wanted to be fisherman with a harmonica. I wanted to be that guy.
I thought you had to be quiet when you're fishing.
Yeah, but it's still peaceful. It's still cool. I saw a guy doing it once, and I was just like, "Wow, I want to do that when I'm older."
You want to play harmonica and fish. You know what? You can still do it in your life.
I still could.
You're a young guy.
Time,
still. Yeah, there's lots of time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to be very disappointed if you in 20 years you're like still haven't gone out fishing with a harmonica.
Yeah, I'll be disappointed too.
Yeah,
but I want the headset so I don't have to use my hands because they'll be busy fly fishing.
You're right. That'd be good.
Funny.
Oh man. All right, it is game 2 tonight. The Oilers and the Los Angeles Kings. Conor McDavid and availability yesterday. So here's what we know, or think we know, or maybe we don't know anything at all about game 2. But there's a good chance that Klingberg draws in for Brown, which I would say Klingberg on no legs is probably more effective than John Brown.
You were taking Stetcher in a chair yesterday. I think, how low can we go?
I might still go Stetcher in a chair ahead of Klingberg, but let's see. Klingberg, at least veteran guy, has some playoff experience. I don't mind it. So we'll see what happens there. Evander Kane,
he's close.
Not yet cleared, but could play in game 2, 3, or 4, I believe. So we'll get into that as well. And then Knobloch yesterday did say, or he wouldn't reveal who his starting goaltender was. I was listening to Gager on EST Afternoons yesterday with Hernan Salas every single day from 1 to 3 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. If you are looking for some excellent content every day from 1 until 6 here, and today all the way up until puck drop, EST Afternoons with Hernan and Gager, the Reed Wilkins show to follow. I think both shows are amazing. You're really going to like them. Anyway, Gager said they know who started. Like, the goalies aren't going to bed last night knowing about it. Like, they're going back to Stuart Skinner, I would think.
The mind games are afoot too. Right?
Well, but like,
are they?
Nothing against Skinner or Pickard. But are you really playing mind games with the Kings when you're like, hey, we could play either average goaltender? Well, we don't know who it is yet. Like, come on. What are we doing here?
It's the Kings who aren't sleeping.
Yeah. All right, Trev, let's get Conor McDavid up. Let's hear what Conor McDavid had to say the day between game 1 and game 2.
Last night. What did you think was missing from the first 40 minutes of last night's game?
I thought we struggled coming through the neutral zone. Obviously, that's their staple. Been that way for a long time, and thought we struggled to get through the neutral zone, struggled to get on the forecheck. Gave up too many easy ones. Tough to recover.
When it comes to their neutral zone and how they set up, you guys have figured that out before. How confident are you heading into game 2 that you can solve it again?
Yeah, I'm confident. Yeah, I think we had a good plan. We just have to have speed going into the forecheck. I think we were standing still too much. We figured that out. I think we'll be all right.
Was there any element of the first 40 minutes where that was kind of it's game 1 of the playoffs? Guys maybe are not sure what to expect, not sure what the energy is like, and they need to kind of have that time to get under their belt?
I think our group maybe wasn't quite ready to roll right away. They were ready to go right away. I thought their first 40 minutes was really, really strong. We weren't able to match it. Obviously, we raised our game there in the third period and found a way to make it a game. But we got to be ready to go right away.
Just work so hard to get back in it, and then just the heartbreak of that late loss. Is that everyone has experience in that when you're in the playoffs. Just a little bit about washing it away and moving forward again too.
Highs and lows. There's highs and lows throughout the course of a series, throughout the course of a game. There's going to be momentum swings, and obviously we found a way to tie it up there and gave up a late one. Disappointing.
Can you discuss goaltending? Because it's always important, but it seems like in the playoffs it's like raised to an even bigger level. What is your kind of experience on the role of a goaltender and how important they are with success?
Goaltending's massive. It's not necessarily about making all the saves. It's about making the right one, the big one. Tough to fault Stu on many of them last night. I thought he gave us a chance, and that's all you can ask for.
Any explanation for why, you got a .730 winning percentage games 4 through 7 in the last 4 years, in the last 4 seasons in playoff series? you're sub 400 in the first 3 games? Is it just a byproduct of getting used to your opponent, working your way through things? Is it a sign of your depth? What do you think it is?
I don't really have an answer for you there. I don't know. I think, it's no secret our team has struggled in game ones, struggled in early in series. I guess it's a positive thing that we find a way to win the big ones coming down the stretch there later in the series. So tomorrow's a big one. There's no way around it. Got to find a way to get a win.
All right, there you go. That's Bob Stauffer asking the last question there. Shout out to Bob Father, as some call him, for asking that question about slow starts in series, but ramping it up after the fact.
Not even just series, the seasons. Like they are slow starters.
I mean, it's true.
That's built into the DNA.
After any sort of rest or break of any type.
Yeah.
But you heard Connor say tonight's a big one. You have to think he's going to be ready to go. He also did say he thought the Kings were ready to go last night or in game one, and they weren't. If you're Knobloch, how do you not start McDavid and Draisaitl in this hockey game? Like, I don't know how far. Like, I am very much like. Let's say McDavid and Draisaitl are together tonight, but they're going to start Henrique's line. Like, that would make zero sense to me.
I think the only way you can't is that we've been bitching about it so much during the season.
well, no, I mean, he does. The Knobloch doesn't care.
No, I know, but it's
dressed Josh Brown for game one,
sure,
right?
yeah. Well, that was force of hand.
I just think that this is me very much simplifying it. But I honestly think it would go a long way for the rest of the group. McDavid and Draisaitl start, and they chip the puck in, and McDavid flies down the ice and hammers Drew Doughty or Mikey Anderson. Like, no flyby, go down, finish your check. I know it's just like, oh, Dusty hitting in hockey, blah, blah. A big check from McDavid, not dirty, not blowing a guy up, but going down and being like, hey, we're here. And I'm the captain, and I'm leading this thing, and we're ready tonight. Like, I think that goes such a far way.
See, and I had Nuge floating around in the neutral zone, but I do like your theory.
To start the game, yeah.
I kind of, trap him in,
We'll see. We'll see how it plays out, but I think that's probably what you'd be looking at tonight. We are going to get into it on the fan zone, and you can chime in right now if you would like as well. 780-218-9999. If McDavid and Draisaitl are together tonight, and they've just owned the Kings so much together over the last few years, and in the third period of game one, I mean, it seems like it would be the logical start for game two.
Knobloch would be an idiot to not have them together starting.
I like it.
We've been saying it all year.
Statements like that separate this show from others. And by the way, separating this show from others, if you were watching on YouTube right now, what are we? 19 likes away from blasting through 200. Hammer the thumbs up for us. Sub to the channel if you haven't already. Views have been huge the last few days, but there's so many of you that aren't subbing. We're like 23 subs away from hitting that 11.6K number. We should be able to get that with all the new faces just watching this morning.
Yeah.
So if you haven't subbed to the channel yet,
do it.
Sub to the channel. Trev, put up that sub thing. There it is. Sub to the channel right now.
Big submarine sandwich.
There it is. Yeah.
Hit the sub.
Talk about a hole in one. Please give us your sub today. I can't even remember where I was going now.
Well, Jay Styles back with those NBA numbers. He says they're fake numbers.
Oh, of course. Of course they're fake numbers.
I don't know. I'm sure you wanted to go there and touch on that one.
NHL numbers were down over the weekend, but NBA numbers are up, but they're fake.
Fake.
Of course. That does make sense. So we'll see what happens for game two tonight. Join us. West Edmonton Mall, Bourbon Street, Hudson's. Tommy will have that GCL Diesel pregame show going at 6:30. The Reed Wilkins show will continue up to 6:30. So we have you covered from now up until puck drop tonight. And then obviously a spicy postgame show tonight, one way or the other. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. What's the best second line that you can build if McDavid and Draisaitl are together? Take everybody else and build the next best line that hopefully you can get something out of. Who is on that line? Text us 780-218-9999. We'll dive into more of your responses to that on the fan zone at around 7:45. And we'll get into it with Jamie McLennan as well.
Changing 200.
Okay. It's on. It's on. We're on 300 like watch, possibly before 7 o'clock. It's been done before. It will be done again. So if you're watching on YouTube, smash it for us. Hammer that thumbs up. It pushes our show out to more people, and then they watch it, and then they sub, and then Edmonton Sports Talk overall as a company can grow.
That's good.
Well, that's where we're going next. You are great at transitions. That's good for the Italian Center. Nothing is as delicious as sitting down tonight at home to watch Game 2 with a panino, and then for dessert, a little donut from the fine. And you know what? You can go in there. And I always get sucked into this when I visit the West End Italian Center.
A cream horn?
I go in to pick up something else, and I'm like, I will not have a donut today. I will not have a donut today. I will not have a donut today. And then I turn the corner, and there's like a 4-pack of donuts sitting there, and I'm like, damn it. You've done it again, Italian Center. So then I walk out of there with like take and bake lasagna for the family, a panino for lunch, and 4 donuts.
The challenge is to walk out of there with one item.
It's impossible.
Can't be done. It cannot be done. Even if you are sent there specifically to pick up one thing,
it's impossible.
You're not, I'm here. I might as well. It's that old phrase. Well,
you just have to make another trip right away. Right? So I 100% agree with you.
You can't.
Go into the Italian Center and leave with one item.
Possible.
Go ahead. You're sitting there this morning going, oh, I could definitely do that. You can't. It's a thing. The Italian Center. Addictively good. All right, so here's where I go for that's good. I figured out
it was that pre-cut, like the deli meats in the pack. Like just
eat meat and cheese.
Just eat meat and cheese tonight.
Come on. Why would you not do that? It makes so much sense. And then Popeye Sobeys, pick up a 4-pack of 6 o'clocker lager. 6 o'clocker lager, by the way, with us and our partners at Alley Cat.
Who are celebrating a birthday as well.
30?
Yeah.
Shout out Alley.
A conch 30.
A conch for Alley Cat's 30th birthday, eh? You know, it's just not fair. It only took us 29 years to get together. Anyway, the 6 o'clocker lager is on special for $12.99 for 4-packs at Sobeys and Safeway Liquor during the playoffs. $12.99 for a 4-pack of one of, if not the best damn beer in all of Alberta. So go and pick that up tonight. Have your meats and cheeses and your 6 o'clocker lager. Here's what's good for the Italian Center. So I was mentioning it earlier. I was directed to this AI music site in which you can write lyrics and then like choose the style of music you want. There's like 15 different voices that you can choose from. And then you put it together and it spits out a song and like generates a song in like 2 minutes.
You just feed it into the machine.
Yeah, it's now I haven't been like a big AI guy. To be honest with you, part of it scares me because of iRobot and stuff. But
that's the part that scares
how
me.
much are you guys using AI? Like how much? I don't know if you guys probably aren't.
I don't.
Dabbling. No,
I
I'm
hate
just gonna say, Trev, do you dabble in AI at all? Like I don't. That's why last night. So I write this song for Owen's mama, and it spits it out, and I listen to it. I run upstairs with my computer to Tammy. I say, "You'll never believe about AI."
Yeah.
Listen to this.
You don't know what you've done now. You've introduced the AI is now in the room with us. It's in the show.
It's here now.
So now
the song is probably listening.
Eventually, it's going to we're done.
Yeah.
Like
Trev, your AI uses. How much are you an AI guy?
My AI use is very limited.
Yeah.
I don't dabble with it too much. If I like can't think of anything and I'm doing a video for the channel, I'll what's a good idea for a video.
You put that into AI.
Yeah, and then I'll pump out some ideas. Or if I'm like, what's a good intro to this video? Conor McDavid. I'll type in all that, some good words, and then it'll give me some options. I'm like, oh, okay, that's not bad. Or titles of videos. But that's it. I know some friends that use it for resumes though.
Really?
Yeah, really
I'm scared.
Resumes.
I'm scared of AI, but I'm kind of intrigued by it.
Me too.
It's just cheating. It's life cheating.
It is. I mean, this song was
I hate
produced
it.
like this. It's crazy.
Hate it.
I signed up for an account at this place. I get enough credits to do 400 songs every month.
Oh. So we're good.
Oh, wait till I have "You're a Daisy If You Do," the
boy.
Tombstone country music song.
Nice.
There's gonna be a lot. So this is the one I put together for Wednesdays, and it's our. I think it's our. Well, I guess it's not our first rap track because of obviously Josh Clausen and Ice Cube. But for our show, it's kind of the first time we put something like this together. I'm gonna mix in some clips over top. of this
We'll
as
add
well.
it to our urban compilation.
Yeah, this is "She's the Mama."
Owen's mama, she's a baddie. Claim you didn't have a cousin Patty. You tried so hard, but couldn't get a pass. Stay away from me, you horse's ass. She's the mama, a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train. She's the mama, a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train.
Owen loves his mama.
Owen's mama, not very nice. She's want some soda with some ice. Chop chop Owen, she's always bugging. Who are you? All of a sudden. She's the mama, a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train. Owen! She's the mama, a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train.
Owen loves his mama.
Owen's mama, pain the butt, don't want salt on her nuts. Owen's mama, got no spouse. There's a murderer in the house.
There's a murderer in the
She's
house.
the mama, a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train. She's the mama, a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train.
20 minutes last night. I wrote the lyrics. They came together nicely. You put in this machine, you select the things, done.
Easy.
Just like that. Like, and to be honest with you, this is a great tool for AM Nasties to contribute to the show. Like,
Well,
you don't
Wheels
need,
is already feeding in. I mean,
Wheels can take his horrible poems and submit them in there, and they'll make some sort of music out of it. Not all of them are going to be good. Some of them probably not going to be good at all.
What have we done?
But like, it gave me two options last night. It gave me two songs from that last night. It's wild. It's absolutely insane. I'm gonna have so much fun with this, you guys. What's the website? Like, if you want to start dabbling in this and send in some of your songs to the show, it's Mureka, MUREKA.ai. Mureka, MUREKA.ai. And yeah, it scares me how easily that came together last night. Rob from the Grove says, all I have to say is AI is scary, but this is a good tune, though. Yeah, yeah, I don't know, man. AI. Where are we at in 20 years?
Somebody suggests we have to add it up in the show.
Up in there. The AI.
The Nielson Show with AI.
Smith TM14 says, don't praise the machine. Sheldon S says it's over. I will already say this.
Well, if you're using the machine, you better praise it. You have to.
I will say this. Anything AI created cannot be submitted for an Esty. That's just cheating. It's cheating. We can't allow.
See, but now you've let the fox.
We can't allow the machine.
And now we don't know. We don't know.
We can't allow the machine.
You could AI
into
an
the
AI
Esties.
song, and it could be, hey AI, make this song sound like it's not AI.
Yeah, you probably could. This track is not Esty eligible. Still, I want to hear Ice Cube over top of these bars. Like,
you could do something.
Owen's mama, she's a baddie. Claim you didn't have a cousin Patty.
Cousin Patty!
Tried so hard, but couldn't get a pass. Stay away from me, you horse's ass.
God. Anyway, nice little addition to Wednesdays. You know, we haven't really taken a Wednesdays to another level.
JBB and the Bing Bing Boys. I don't know if you guys have seen Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
I've seen most of the Mission Impossibles.
Yeah.
They make faces and
stuff. AI is referenced in there.
Yeah, they make a lot of faces in Mission Impossible.
They're just wondering if...
Abutsky says, guys, in related news, Owen Almighty is currently at 51 odds for this year's Kentucky Derby. Got to have a sprinkle.
It's not bad on that.
Got to have a sprinkle on Owens Almighty. Hey, the call of that, if Owens Almighty's down the stretch, the play-by-play guy's got to drop a, get away from me, you horse's ass. That would work out nicely. The full Jaunty's in and says, wow, AI music creation. Uh-oh, I'm out. Replaced. Done.
Yeah.
No, Jaunty and Victoria, you're
to
like
the glue yard.
You're like human AI, buddy. Everything you do is SD eligible. He's the defending champion of the Song of the Year at the SDs. Anyway, if you haven't heard about this artificial intelligence, boy, is it something.
Wheels asks, what's the weather outside, Dusty? Come on. And he said that should say, what's the website? No, what's the weather? He needs this and he needs this bad.
The website is www.sweetsweetsongs.com.
If anybody needs this.
Sign up today. We are 36 likes away from changing 300. Let's go. Hammer those thumbs up for us. We've got Jamie McClennon on the other side for Pro-Am Sports. Get his thoughts on Kemper heading into Game 2. Get his thoughts on, is there any way the Oilers go to Pickard heading into Game 2? We'll get to all of that with Jamie McClennon. Fun 6 o'clock hour. Conch. I don't even want a Conch AI. I want to say a Conch for humans. Yeah. All right, Noodles on the way next. Let's get to a sports update right now for the fine folks at Nisku Glass.
Game day as the Oilers and Kings will go at it from LA. Game 2 with the Oilers down 1-0. Join Tom Gazzola tonight. He'll have your GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows live from Hudson's Bourbon Street. Coverage starting at 6:30 here on EST. Elsewhere tonight, Washington host Montreal up 1-0. And Game 3 between the Stars and Avalanche from Colorado. That series even at a game apiece. Last night, Matt Tkachuk returned to the lineup. He had a pair of goals and an assist. Panthers take Game 1 over the Lightning 6-2. Wild sprinting out to a 4-0 lead. They earned the split down in Vegas with a 5-2 win. Freddie Anderson, 25 stops. Hurricanes edged the Devils 3-1 to lead that series 2-0. And the Leafs also up 2 Cobb as Max Domi would score in overtime. Toronto over the Senators 3-2. Over to the NBA, Pascal Siakam and Tyrese Halliburton each with a triple-double as they lead the Pacers over the Bucks 123-115. Indiana now up 2-0 in that series. Thunder roll past the Grizzlies 118-99. OKC also up 2-0. And Luka Doncic 31 points and an assist shy of a triple-double. Lakers take Game 2 over the Timberwolves 94-85, evening that series at a game. 3 games tonight. Boston and Cleveland. They're both at home looking to go 2-up as the Celtics host the Magic while the Cavs welcome in the Heat. And the Golden State Warriors look to go 2-up on the road. They're in Houston, tip-off 7:30. Jays bats silent again. They fall 5-1 to the Astros, falling to 12-12 on the year. They've also dropped 4 straight and will look to avoid the series sweep later today. First pitch, 5:40. If you've been thinking about new windows and doors, replacing those grimy sealed units, getting that torn-up screen repaired, or making sure your patio doors and windows are working properly, Nisku Glass is here to help. You can also get that chipped and cracked windshield changed and spruced up with a new set of wipers and water-repellent coating. Call us today to get booked for a free estimate and assessment. And remember to mention EST to receive a 10% discount on all residential, commercial, and automotive glass purchases. We won't just meet your glass needs, we'll shatter them at Nisku Glass.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in on TuneIn, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate entrance. Just Dusty and Eric and all at the back end. Like Wyshysnki and Noodles, Captain can gauge it. Maybe it's fun but a cool band to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday mandate. Shaggy's always on time. Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number 1 in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some hot takes and we wanna hear Renee. Wanna hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away. Beat up the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about Evander Kane's? Macramel, Rapaport, Dragger Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All about him game in person, Dusty go forth. What say you? AM Nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
7:07 7:06 with the Nielson Show, the morning of Game 2, Oilers and Kings tonight in La La Land. We will continue to set that up. Nielson Show songs brought to you by Totem Outdoor Outfitters. New gear, used gear, trade and consign, a sport for every season with hockey equipment and skates, obviously ready to go year-round. Family store that takes pride in finding the right fit for you. Visit them at 7430 99th Street or online at www.totemoutfitters.ca. The Nielson Show, kicking off every day here on EST, brought to you by South Ford Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot at South Ford Chev. Check out their website for all of their inventory, www.southfordchev.com. Keep the text messages flying in with your thoughts on Game 2 tonight between the Oilers and the Kings. Those go to the Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999. One of them will end up winning text of the day today. Greg Wyshynski from ESPN will join us around 8:30 this morning. We're 23 likes away from changing 300 and the thumbs up machine over on YouTube, so do that for us if you are watching right now. Jamie McLennan is our hockey analyst today. He is brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialist. Gear up for playoffs. Oilers car flags, 3x5 flags, decals, jerseys, hats, tees. The list goes on and on. Anything you need to get ready to roll for Game 2 tonight, you can find right here in Edmonton, the corner of St. Albert Trail and 128th Ave at Pro-Am Sports. Visit their website, www.proamsports.ca. All right, Jamie McLennan. It's a big one tonight. Oilers and the Kings. Have to start with this, man. Like, how much does the third period from Game 1 carry over to the first period of Game 2, do you think?
Well, a lot of times they say, momentum in the playoffs doesn't mean anything. But I will say it goes a long way for the Oilers' psyche and saying, okay, for the first two periods, we didn't show up. We got blanketed. We were awful. Let's just put it, there's one word. I thought they were awful for the first, two periods or, 2 periods and close to 7 seconds until Draisaitl or whatever scored that goal. But I think for their psyche, it goes a long way. And it also maybe puts a little creep of doubt into LA's, thought process going, geez, like when they turned it up, we didn't have an answer. So I do think you can take a silver lining there, but I just think there were so many things that were wrong in the first 40 minutes that need to be corrected that they better start on time because LA's no joke. And, if I could say this, and it's probably not the best wording, I thought they pissed away an opportunity to win a game the other night. And it was just from a lack of attention to detail. I'll give you a quick example. Last night, Drake Batherson and Dylan Cousins do a flyby on Max Domi. Those are regular season plays, and Max Domi scores in overtime for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like it's a fine line between winning and losing in the playoffs, and those details I thought the Oilers didn't have. And at 5-5, it's a detail. Evan Bouchard can't try and hold the line and wave his hand at it. You got to pull out and make that a regroup. To me, they're just there's a margin, and they missed it the other night. And learning lessons, it's more about just getting it done. And to me, I think it was a missed opportunity the other night.
So, Noodles, and just going off of that, untimely turnovers from one Evan Bouchard, McDavid yesterday mentioning zone entries and their play through the neutral zone. You had in this market, as you're not surprised, a lot of people coming out on Stuart Skinner. But all the things you mentioned, too, the start, where would you then go for tonight and say out of the collection of all those things, what's the, for lack of a better term, key to a victory tonight, the main thing?
Well, I would say their main players, including Stuart Skinner, if he starts, have to be better. And right from the drop of the puck, there was a lot of talk of how it's all going to fit together and health and Wallman coming back and, all of that type of stuff. I thought Frederick looked fine, but these guys need to play together right from the drop of the puck. And there has to be some urgency. Again, I come back to it. You can't have regular season urgency, regular season thought process, and details of a game in the playoffs because LA didn't. They came to play and they played for keeps. Every piece of ice was contested the other night. And to me, the Oilers said, oh, we're going to show up, and we got Wallman back, and we got, like, to me, it's not like Jake Wallman has gone deep into the playoffs and has this wealth of experience. He's still learning on the job. You know, having Brown play minutes, which, you know, it's tough. You know, that's listen, Ekholm, they miss. Absolutely. And Stetcher, they miss. But that's, you know, they don't have a lot of depth. So now you're rolling. What you're doing is you're asking players to punch above their weight consistently. I've said this before. I like Kulak. I think he's a 5. Now he's got to play 4. You know, Josh Brown should have a ball cap on with us watching it. You know what I mean? He's got to play, right? Like these are details that, you know, that falls on management, that falls on unluck as far as, you know, having injuries at this time. But to me, it has to have that mindset. Right from the drop of the puck, you play with that urgency that they had in the third period.
You know, you make a great point on just the vibe watching that game. We were all at a Boston Pizza here watching it. I'm just kind of sitting there just sort of quietly. Midway through the second period, I'm like, the Oilers aren't playing a playoff game. Like, the Oilers are still in regular season mode, which obviously
but should we be surprised given the record over?
I mean, it's the playoffs. It's the Kings. Like, you should probably be in it from the start, right?
This is what they do.
Yeah. You did mention. Okay, we got to get to goaltending here too on both sides of this thing. You did mention Skinner if he starts tonight. What do you think the chances are they actually go away from him for game 2?
A lot more than it was a year ago.
Yeah.
Just based on Calvin Pickard's record. And Calvin Pickard's a battler. I think sometimes teams respond differently to different players, right? I would say I think Stuart Skinner's the better goalie when he's playing to his capabilities. But he's not playing to his capabilities. And we haven't seen him play to his capabilities in quite a long time for a consistent run. I've seen him play well, but I've also seen him, you know, off. Like the other night, the game-winning goal, you can't lay it at his feet, but you're 6'4", and you push to one side, and when the goal's going in, you're looking to your right. Like he's not fighting to find that puck. It's like, hey, if it hits me, great. If it doesn't, like, to me, there was too many plays where he's not finding the puck. He's not fighting for it. Like, at least with Calvin Pickard, you see him battling. Like, you can actually see him fighting for sight lines, seeing him, you know, being aggressive. I'd much rather have a goalie be aggressive and get beat than just sitting there going, okay, I'm hoping that this hits me. And to me, I didn't love Stewart's game. I didn't love the goal at the end of the first period. That's a back-breaking goal. You get through the first period down 1-0, you're fine. And listen, there's missed assignments around him. I cannot lay everything at his feet, but it starts in net. In the playoffs, how many times do we talk about goaltending? We talk about it ad nauseum, because if you got a guy who's playing well, chances are you got a chance to win. If you got a guy who's questionable in there, chances are you're fighting an uphill battle. And I didn't love Skinner's game. I know he made some great saves, and I know he made, you know, on that 5-on-3, everybody you can say, hey, you know what? Like they killed off a 5-on-3. Well, if you're smart enough, you don't get the 5-on-3. That was an over-aggressive play. And, you know, Wallman, at some point, you're gonna have to make these calls. But to me, I didn't love a lot about some of the key players' games the other night. And that's concerning. If it's a one-off, fine. But they better have a response tonight.
Jamie McLennan with us on the show this morning. I thought the best thing coming out of game 1 is that we spent a week previewing the series saying, but they have Darcy Kemper now, And then they scored 5 goals in 21 minutes on Darcy Kemper. So where do you think his head's at right now? And what did you see on the way they beat him that can continue on through this series?
Well, they got traffic to the net. I mean, McDavid on another planet for 20 minutes.
Oh, man, ridiculous.
You're not going to... Like, I think that could be the best I've ever seen him play in a 20-minute stretch. Like, maybe I'm wrong. I think there's... I'm open for debate because he's had a lot of those. But at the timing of it, he was relentless. Like, the tying goal alone, that's a 1-on-4, and he goes, to hell with it. I'm doing this. And if you actually look at it, you're talking about Darcy Kemper, that's where McDavid was in his head. Because that's a bad goal.
It was a bad goal. Yeah.
Tough angle, goes underneath the right pad, off the post. Like, that was all McDavid, him going, we don't have an answer. LA going, we don't have an answer for this guy. And they all were just kind of stunned watching this guy just fly around out there. So there is, again, I came out hot as far as the negativity. There is some silver lining going. We put up a 5 spot on the road against the Vezina finalist, in my opinion. So there is some things to draw off of. But that being said, you can get to him. But the common factor was getting to the front of the net, executing on plays, forcing LA to play in their own zone and deal with your speed. And not just McDavid's speed. I liked, Perry gets to the front of the net. Hyman gets to the front of the net. You got to make life tough. And Kemper is a guy, I've watched him since he was in junior in Red Deer. I think he's a fantastic goaltender, but I also think that he can get down on himself and get it in his own head. So tonight, if Edmonton can have a good start and maybe get 1 or 2 in the first period, then it looks a little bit different. You can have him back, play a little bit more tentative in the net. And to me, that's a big thing.
So Noodles, in the spirit of knowing thy enemy, we've all talked in this market about the Oilers and how they should be feeling after game 1. Where do you think the Kings' heads are at? Because you get this lesson learned that no matter how much you're up or how little time is left, the Oilers now pose a threat. We talked about yesterday, the seed is planted, but ultimately they still came away with the win. So how does Hiller in that room, I mean, you've been in rooms, you played the game. What's the psyche like with that team right now, knowing what happened, but then coming away with the win? How do you kind of navigate your way into game 2? Or is it just playoffs, next game, you scrub it and you wipe it clean?
I'm with the latter. The only reason being is their leaders are veteran guys. Kemper's won a cup. He's older. Doughty, you saw Doughty, what he said to Gene Principe, like that type of stuff after the game. Like, to me, Kopitar, they're a veteran team where I think they could realize, hey, we had this game in hand and we can't give them an inch because they will take it. So that being said, I will say, no lead is safe, and LA, who struggles to score anyways, they're not a high scoring team. They have to work to score. I think if anything, they're in their mind, they're going, we got to extend leads here because Edmonton can score at any moment. And the difference is, I just talked about goaltending. Special teams too. Yeah. I mean, Edmonton's penalty kill stinks. I'm sorry. I don't know what they're doing on it. I know the personnel. Ekholm is a massive blow to not have it. But you can't lay that at Stuart Skinner's feet. A backdoor tip in for Kuzmenkov. Yeah. Like those, the 5-on-3 one-timer, I get it. But your penalty kill is what got you to the finals last year. A part of it, a big part of it was, what was the stretch? They killed off 32 penalties.
Phenomenal on the penalty kill last year, buddy, in the playoffs. It was, yeah.
I don't know what's different. I will say I didn't think Darnell Nurse had his A game. I thought he really struggled. I thought, yes, Bouchard was all over the score sheet, but I think Bouchard had a really rough night when it's needed. And they're going to play 4 guys, 25 to 27 minutes. So there's no hey, I've got to wade my way into it. There has to be this urgency that if I make a mistake, it could be the difference in a game. And to me, again, Bouchard, what's great about him is what's bad about him. So that's the biggest challenge is casual play, makes it look easy, offensively can find guys, but waving at pucks and throwing it up the middle and just, hey, let's do this. That's not good enough if you want to win a series against a very detail-oriented team in the LA Kings.
One of the things we're discussing today is, they get McDavid and Draisaitl together in the third, and McDavid and Draisaitl have torched the Kings together for the last few playoffs. So we're kind of assuming they'd start them together tonight. And then we're asking today, if McDavid and Draisaitl are together, take all of the other players and build your most effective second line. Who would you run on the second line, including Hyman, if you could play Perry or Brown or somebody with McDavid and Draisaitl? What do you think would be the best second line the Oilers can get from the rest of those guys?
Well, here's the thing. I might be on the wrong side of this. I don't know why Hyman's not playing with those guys more. To me, I think, you see on the power play, it's Perry out there. Their power play was the best on the planet for the last 3 years when they had Hyman net front, because they had these little tip plays. They had the backdoor play where he worked to the post and they would pretty much bank it off him. So second line, I would have no problem with Skinner RNH, and then the right side, maybe Arvidsson or somebody with a little. Like, to me, I thought Arvidsson was at least effective. Like, I noticed him, and he had a play that stepped out from behind the net. I think it might have been a 5-5. He almost backhanded roofed it. Like, I noticed him the other night. He's not a big guy. He gets pushed around, but he fights out there. Now, answer me this. Is Evander Kane playing tonight?
Undetermined yet again.
He's close. He's close.
Could be game 2, 3, or 4. So we'll find out at the skate this morning, I'm thinking.
I think he's playing, and I think this might have been a thing where the league was like, we don't like all these LTIR. You know, you're hearing some of the insiders talk about it.
Except for Matthew Tkachuk, of course, last night. Yeah, exactly.
Matthew Tkachuk looked pretty damn good last night against Tampa. So to me, if Kane's available, he's got to play because Kane is a unicorn, and I don't know if LA would have an answer for him if he can hit the ground running and show some speed. So in a perfect world, then maybe that's Evander Kane and RNH. But I got to be honest, if RNH's name was mentioned 3 times in the broadcast the other night, I was shocked because I didn't think he had anything the other night. I didn't notice him very much. And he's a real integral part of the second tier of that group. If you're going to go McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, or Brown or whatever, it's RNH that has to drive the bus with his head because he's not going to do it with his speed or physicality, but he's a smart player. So I would find on that left side, I know Frederick is a guy that has been bandied about. I just don't know if his game is there yet speed-wise, coming off the injury. But I think Jeff Skinner is a guy who it's his first playoff game and you got harmonicas trying to, pump them up. I don't know what the hell was going on. I felt bad for Skinner, but I would say we'll see a different Edmonton game tonight as far as intensity. Like, to me, they've got to bring some intensity and then see how the chips fall.
Noodles, sorry we've kept you long, but I can't let you go without thoughts on Ottawa, Toronto, going back to Ottawa with Toronto after that overtime win last night.
You can keep me as long as you want. And I thought it was a very good game. I thought if Ottawa was going to win a game, that was the game because they outchanced them. The penalties were even. Ottawa's talking about penalty kills. They got to get their penalty kill in order because the Leafs are 4 for 7. But at the end of the day, it's one mistake, and that was regular season hockey in the playoffs where Batherson makes a hope backhand saucer pass through the middle on an entry. It gets picked off. They go the other way. He comes back on the forecheck, works his way to middle ice, and tries to stick check Max Domi on a drive-by instead of running him. That's an opportunity to take a lick of somebody through the middle of the ice. Cousins falls, Batherson does a drive-by, there's traffic in front, and Domi scores. It's a detail, and that was a dagger for the Ottawa Senators because, to me, if they want to be in the series, they needed that game last night.
Noodles, as always, buddy, we appreciate it. Enjoy game 2 tonight, and we'll chat again next week.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
There you go. That's Jamie McLennan. Sends color throughout the season. Obviously, one of the hosts on Overdrive on TSN as well, and joins us every single Wednesday morning. Brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. That was just an excellent discussion with Jamie McLennan as we get set for game 2 tonight between the Oilers and Kings. You know what? There was so much to talk about yesterday coming out of that game 1. With the goaltending on both sides and Josh Brown being in the lineup and McDavid's brilliance in the third period and Bouchard blowing it a couple of times. We did not mention the Nuge at all yesterday.
Who? Sorry? Well, he was scratched.
Outside of the jokes that he was healthy scratched and wasn't out there last night, you have to get more from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, especially if McDavid and Draisaitl are going to be together. Like, if McDavid and Draisaitl, and, with the way the last game ended and what they've done against these Kings, it would make sense to have those guys together to start tonight. Then the rest of that offense, it kind of starts with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Like, Nuge has to step up and have a game tonight. He cannot be outplayed by Philip Deneau. Like, you can't have that. So we'll see. But that was a guy who kind of dodged a bunch of bullets yesterday because there were so many other things to discuss. But it just made me think of it because you barely heard his name, if at all, in game 1. And then we didn't mention his name at all yesterday. So as much of a non-factor as you can probably be. And you can't have that if you're the Edmonton Oilers. You're going to need guys like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to have a game. You're going to need Hyman, if he's not with McDavid and Draisaitl, to have a game as well.
A veteran team, right?
Yeah,
it's not like you can lay. He's fresh to this. This
is not you asking Ryan McLeod to step up
exactly
and contribute. Let's get to this text. It came in a little bit earlier from the Chipman Gooser, but he says, "Boys, I'd like to personally put a bounty on the head of Mikey Anderson, $1,000 of my own money to the first guy in the Oilers who really creams that guy.
Cream him."
And then he goes, hashtag the Chipman Gooser. Like he's hashtagging his own handle in a text.
What is this? The fan zone?
Which is really the highlight of this thing.
I like how he capitalizes Mikey Anderson, too. He wants to get that like a wanted poster. $1,000 of his own money, too.
The Chipman Gooser's putting up $1,000 of his own money.
Paying in hundreds?
A bounty on Mikey Anderson.
All
tonight.
20s. Just a bag full of 20s.
It's actually just a bunch of IOUs. You get $20 a paycheck for the next 6 months.
Signed the Chipman Gooser.
Big Slam Nasty says, Dusty has the plaid shirt on. You know what that means. The Oilers are lacing up the work boots and getting after it tonight.
It's hard.
Off to work we go. Off to work we go in our plaid. In our plaid. If they win tonight, man, I'll be full plaid boy the rest of the playoffs if that's the case.
You didn't change your cap up. I changed the cap up from game way.
This is just such a comfortable hat.
Remember when I want to compliment it? He couldn't believe it. We wore the same hat.
That was weird yesterday, wasn't it? He thanked us. He's like, thank you for wearing the same
happens
hat
like every
today.
second day.
Like, what are you talking? I wear this hat. I've wore this hat like every day for a month.
Couldn't believe it.
It was kind of strange. But hey, if you're looking for some EST swag, 2 ways to go about it. The EST NWO shirts available at $7.80. Londonderry, Southgate, Kingsway, Outlet Mall by the airport, and St. Albert. Those are the new shirts we have. And then all of our EST swag, just email Matt at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. We got socks, we got scarves, we got hats, we got hoodies, we got t-shirts. We got a ton of stuff that we have to move. So yeah, if you'd like to get some EST swag, just email Matt at EdmontonSportsTalk.com and you can put in an order and it's all here. You can just swing on by and grab it, all right? Eventually, I'd like to get into an office that has like a little commercial area where we can have just a little store. And we can have like sweaters and t-shirts hanging and hats hanging. Would that not be neat?
Only 10 people allowed in at once.
Yeah, that's
and there's always a line.
There's always a line all the time. But that would be kind of neat. All right, let's dive into our EST parlay. This is going to be the easiest parlay that I've ever put together in my entire life.
Bouchard point and
no. Well, maybe. I mean, it would be a better number. And if he's on the ice with McDavid and Draisaitl a ton and getting them puck
it's happening. It's
and harvesting the second assists. You really want that, don't you? You're hot and horny for this.
I don't want it. I was just
No, you want it. I know you want it. Okay, let's do this. Here's the play tonight, everybody. And if they could have hit money line, if they could have won game one, we would have cashed it in game one. McDavid, over 2.5 points. Cha-ching! That might cash in the first
10 minutes.
They can't come out the way they came out in game one. If they come out the way they came out in game one, they're not those guys, pal.
Oh, I thought you were going to do something like, I will eat my hat.
No. I don't need to do things like that. It's very sticky. Conor McDavid over 1.5 points.
We don't do that.
Leon Draisaitl over 1.5 points. Evan Bouchard, 1 point. That's minus 149.
Ooh.
And the Oilers are a plus 113 dog. This number was almost 5-1 for game one at Coolbet.
On the road?
Road dog.
On the road?
Oilers are a road dog. What are we doing here? What are we even doing?
Oh, you didn't know? You better call somebody. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, tonight, D-Generation X proudly brings to you its 6-time WWE Tag Team Champions of the World. The Road Dogg, Jesse James. The Badass, Billy Gunn. The New Age Outlaws.
I love when he does that.
Oh, I love when Bouchard gets a point, too. Evan Bouchard, point. McDavid and Draisaitl each with 2 points. Oilers money line, that's going to be well over 5-1, I think. with our partners over at CoolBet. I don't know if Jake's watching right now, but I'm gonna send it to that crew right now. Patty should be joining us in the lock shop today. We'll obviously have a ton of hockey talk, and we'll get into our golf picks as well. All right, so McDavid and Draisaitl over 1.5 points. This is how we get it up on CoolBet immediately. Bouchard point for LTE and Oilers money line tonight. What do they say? What's that saying that kids do now? Can I get a yeah? Hey, is that it?
Yeah.
There it is.
That was good.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's pretty popular right now. It's a current trend and definitely not something that happened years ago.
Some adults are still doing it.
All right, we have free advice coming up
Wheels
for David
tonight
Bunting.
at Hudson's.
Yeah.
If I could get one of those, I'd die a happy man.
I'd rather give him a hunya than a high five, to be honest with you. If you're watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. Eric maybe he could go with a really long sports update here. We're 71 likes away from changing 400 halfway through the show. Let's do it. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a thumbs up.
Outstanding.
Pushes our show out to other people. And then they like it, and then they give us thumbs up, and then that pushes out to other people, and then they like it, they give us thumbs up, and then that pushes out to other people. Free advice for Damon Bunting coming up. What do you need help with? We got you. 780-218-9999. Oilers fandom advice,
NFL
relationship
draft
advice, work advice, NFL mock draft advice. There's so many different advices we can give. So 780-218-9999. And the fan zone for fansfirst.ca. What is the best possible second line that the Oilers can build if McDavid and Draisaitl are on the top line? We're going to give you our options on it. We want yours. Send those in as well. Let's get the sports update right now for Mitch, that handsome man out of Park Mazda.
Changing 200.
Game day, Oilers and Kings from LA. Game 2 tonight. Tom Gazzola will get you set. He'll have your GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows live from Hudson's Bourbon Street. Come on down and join the EST crew. Wig night as well. Coverage starts 6:30 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
59 likes away from 400 as he reads his update.
Elsewhere last night, Matt Tkachuk
54 likes away.
Returned to the lineup. He had 2 goals and an assist as Florida take game 1 over Tampa 6-2. 3 first-period goals saw the Wild in the split. 5-2 Game 2 victory down in Vegas. Freddie Anderson, 25 saves as Carolina would edge Jersey 3-1. Canes now up 2-0 in that series. And the Leafs also 2-0 up as Max Domi scored in overtime as Toronto knocked off Ottawa 3-2. 2 other games tonight. Montreal visiting Washington. Capitals, of course, taking game 1 in overtime the other night. Puck drop in that one at 5. Later on at 7:30, game 3 as the Stars visit the Avalanche. That series knotted at a game apiece. Over to the NBA, Luka Doncic, 31 points. He was an assist shy of a triple-double on the evening. Lakers take game 2 over the Timberwolves, 94-85, evening that series at 1. Elsewhere, Thunder continue to roll. They defeat the Grizz 118-99. OKC now 2-0 up in that series, and the Pacers also 2-0 up. Pascal Siakam and Tyrese Halliburton each with a triple-double.
24 likes away. We're actually, it's a good bump. I thought it'd be a losing cause, but 24 likes away from changing 400 here during the update. Let's do it. Hammer the thumbs up. Tune in iHeart. Slide on over. Let's do it.
3 games in the NBA playoffs tonight. The Boston Celtics host the Orlando Magic at 5. Celtics leading 1-0. Cleveland also 1-0 up on Miami. That tip-off goes at 5:30, and the nightcap at 7:30. Warriors on the road in Houston with Golden State leading that series 1-0. Over to the Diamond. Jays bats cold again. In a 5-1 loss to the Astros, Toronto have dropped 4 straight. They sit at 12-12 on the season. And that series with the Astros wraps up later tonight in Houston. Jays looking to avoid the sweep.
11. We're 11 likes away from changing 400. Hammer the thumbs up for this guy as he does the update.
First pitch tonight. 5:40. Sports Update is brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, where they can wait.
Hit it.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki with like a giant eagle's wings and singing lead vocals for Leonard Skinner with like an angel band. And I'm in the crowd hammered drunk.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
I got a big shot off this stick of mine. I keep those lanes wide open all the time. Drysidle setting up shop, McDavid's flying. I'll hit the twine when I walk the line. As sure as new G is slick and Kane is tough. We're going all the way this year, enough is enough. And we can play 'em straight or we can play 'em rough. I'm feeling fine when I walk the line. You know I shoot that puck so very, very hard. The name on the back of my jersey says Bouchard. And we're gunning for first place, not a wild card. I'll hit the twine when I walk the line. Well, we're counting on our skill and not on luck. And it's gonna get real when they drop that puck. And we won't be done until we hoist the cup. I'll hit the twine when I walk the line.
Kind of had to do it, didn't we? Kind of had to do that for Bouchard. Tough game one. Tough reaction from everybody after game one. Lots of contract talk this year. A little throwback Dallas from Nelson for Evan Bouchard tonight to get that guy on track.
And as Strummy asked in the Nasty Chat, I mean, that point for him on the Coolbet Canada hotline of the day, that goes either way, right? Like that can kind of...
Yeah, I'm going to talk with the guys at Coolbet. If it's a turnover that directly leads to a goal, can we get credit for the assist?
I think so.
Can we get credit for the assist? 780-218-9999. How about those thumbs up? We are 40 away from 500. What the heck? Where'd that come from? Eric, do another update immediately. No, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much for the likes. This is gonna be pretty impressive. Blasting through 500 here this quickly. I mean, almost 1,000 like pace. Not expecting 1,000 likes today. Let's be honest. They're trailing going into game 2. But if they win tonight, I'm not putting 1,000 like show out of the question tomorrow morning.
No,
let's see what happens. But yeah, thank you very much for that. It just helps us push our show out to everybody else on YouTube, which is great. And if you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, feel free to just text the link to EST to your buddies. We think once they know about us, they'll really like us. A few people texting in here. Krager texts in and says, kids don't do that anymore, Dusty. That's so 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The can I get a hung? Yeah. I think kids might still be doing
Rob from the Grove said some guy did that on the plane to Vegas. No one did it back.
That's
a tough one.
I don't know if it was staged or what, but I thought I saw a girl do it at a Red Sox game. And one guy's like, sit the F down. Like, and they were all over. It was kind of funny.
Well, in a Boston accent.
Yeah. I'm like, well, wake your hat. See your ass down. Get back to the yard. We don't do that here. I know it's an old trend.
Tough when you toss it up, though, in the public realm. It just gets
that's a risky thing. That's a risky thing.
That's a long flight.
You know, if the Oilers are up 2-0 tonight at Hudson's, I might do it just to see. And it just a teeth in the background going, oh yeah.
I'm going to try and get that.
There for that.
I'm going to record that.
Are you going to record that tonight if we do that?
I'm going to ask him for
Are you coming for wings?
Yes.
Are you coming for wings tonight? Oh, boy. Big wing. Hey, winning wing night. Right? That's what it is.
Wing.
It's a wing situation tonight for everybody at Hudson's, Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall. I just like going to the mall. Yeah, that's always so fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into free advice for Damon Bunting. Buying or selling, Bunting's your guy. Now, with the agency, it's very fancy. It sounds like some Mission Impossible stuff. But Damon Bunting, buying or selling, he is your guy. He's been doing it for essentially 2 decades in the greater Edmonton area, Sherwood Park, St. Albert. I mean, if you live in the area, he'll buy a home for you or he'll sell a home for you. Community driven, understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com or in the Instagram handle of Damon Bunting Real Estate. He likes to post houses on Instagram and then sell them shortly after.
Great on the gram.
He's a very good gram guy. And as I've mentioned before, he's now in my top 5 list of guys who I'd like to be better friends with if I had more time in life. And that's
Has he moved at all since the last ranking?
No, it's not a listed order. Just 5 guys in general that I'd like to spend more time with.
McLennan must drop a position or 2 not being on the show today. I mean, that probably gets him down.
It hurts a little bit. Hurts a little bit. He's outside the top 5 right now.
The Phil Deneau of the show.
I said it. There it is. He's outside the top 5. All right, what do you need help with? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Caliber says, I don't even remember Caliber texting me, where Caliber texted and it says, I want Dusty greeting everybody with that today. Like when the boys roll in, like Reed Wilkins walks in today. Hey, Reed, can I get a, maybe it's a thing. Maybe they win tonight and that becomes a thing again for the playoff run around here. Who knows? Or like, what if it's, can I get a win ya? And then they win tonight. Come on. Trev's in. Like, Trev's in. If they win game 2 tonight, that's how the show starts tomorrow.
Okay.
Deal. Shake on it.
Shake. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm shaking on that.
All right, we're shaking on it.
We'll have fun with that. That'll be our thing.
All right. What do you need for? That'll be mine and Trev's thing. But I think it's such a lame thing that I do think some people could get behind it with the win, if they win tonight. Hey, you know how it works around
Might
here.
go viral.
What? We finally get that viral million like video.
That'll be us.
God, we've been working on that. 15 likes away from changing 500 here. All right, here, this is an interesting spot this guy's in. Guys, I'm in a bit of a pickle. It's my in-laws' 35th wedding anniversary tonight, and there's a big family dinner planned at 7:30. As you all know, the game starts shortly after. I'm an Oilers hardcore. I don't really want to miss this game. How do I handle this situation? 35 years is a big one. You could just say, hey, it's not 40 or 50.
It's Wednesday night. Can you not push it to the weekend? People do this all the time with things. Birthdays. We'll just do it to the weekend. I know there's games.
It's a weird thing to do it on Wednesday.
Wednesday night is
such a work night. Actually, you could use that maybe as an excuse.
I got to wake up early.
It's a work night. It's a work night tonight. I would maybe try the like telling your wife that you have a lot of faith in her parents' relationship moving forward to 40 and 50. And those are the big ones. And you don't want to waste a good celebration on 35. So let's just all watch the game.
Somebody said Dallas and Nelson too is waiting till like round 2. Like you don't invest just yet. You wait till the big ones. The big markers.
If she really loves you, she'll understand.
Amazing.
Trev, that's a very popular saying among like married couples.
Thank you.
But in reality, if he really loves her,
and then 37, and then 38.
But if he really loves her, he'll sacrifice the game for her parents' 35th wedding anniversary.
Oh, her parents? Not theirs.
It's his in-laws.
Yeah. Oh.
It's his in-laws. I mean, if it's your own mom and dad, it'd be a prick move to not be there for the anniversary. But your parents might understand it a little bit more.
Well, if it's the in-laws, I mean...
You'd have to have pretty much a 100% confidence rating in your marriage to try to skip out on this dinner tonight, I think.
If I have a kid one day, I plan on having a kid, and then it's my 35th with my wife. That sounds funny saying that.
That would be something.
And they're like, oh, congrats, but we can't make it. I'll be like, fine. Like, that's okay. It's more so between me and my wife than, my kids. I don't know. That's my thoughts.
This text is in from a 403 number, no handle. Sorry, dude. There's no way out of this. I mean, we usually like to provide advice. I think my advice is like, suck it up, man.
Food poisoning.
So if you guys are invited to
fake sickness.
Say you have food poisoning. You can't go. I have food poisoning. I don't want to get anybody else. I don't want to. They're elder. I mean, they're elder and probably.
Here's what I would. That's a good point.
I don't want to get them sick.
Here's what I would legitimately try to do. I'd legitimately try to food poison myself today, so you're not lying about it.
Mm-hmm.
But you still get to stay home and watch the game.
And
you're
some
actually
really
sick.
disgusting food. Like go get really torpedo yourself.
Go have like sushi that's 10 days past, and just be like, oh, I ate something today. It's wrong. That might be the best way out of it. Legitimately give yourself food poisoning.
Or some sort of physical injury.
Break a leg.
I had a guy, my friend did that in high school. He smashed his hand with a hammer because he had a shift at KFC. And he wanted to go. We had a party. It was either go work your shift at KFC, come to the party, smash your hand with the hammer, go to the party.
I once quit a job for a party.
Nice.
Yeah. I was like quitting at Save-On in Lethbridge because school was over, but I had like 4 shifts left and we were having this huge party at our place. And I was like, oh God, what am I going to do? I'm going to make $9 an hour 4 more times or have this awesome party tonight.
You do that every day.
Yeah.
But the worst part is that I didn't even ball up and call in myself. I had my buddy Momo call. He calls the guy. He goes, hi, it's Dustin. I'm quitting. Click. And that was it. I was just like, oh my God. And then we just had an awesome party. It was a very good night.
That's legendary.
That was a very good night. All right. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Dr. Dre says, I'm doing the 6-day-old egg salad challenge.
Yeah. Like really open it up.
Leave some chocolate milk out for 8 hours and then drink it. That's pretty good. CB Radio guy says 35 years is still a green banana. We don't invest in green bananas. Call me when it's 40. That's a yellow banana.
Yep.
I like that.
I agree.
Good.
Like 35. Meh.
The rookie says, look, anniversaries happen every year. The
Bingo.
Oilers aren't guaranteed to make the playoffs every year.
Bingo. He could just be honest, like, sorry, honey, I really don't want to go as well.
And Deck says he loves that level of commitment to the story to get out of a shift at KFC. I mean,
broke his hand with a hammer. But then you go to the party and you get inebriated.
Was this part of Phil the Thrill Phillips?
Hell no. This is something more grotesque.
So you go to the party, get drunk, and you got a broken hand.
Yeah, but then you don't feel like,
Yeah, you're the hands. You're like, my hand's fine.
And parties happen. I mean, this doesn't go into the advice for the guy, but parties only happen. Like you're not guaranteed. In your case, work's always going to be there. You can find a job.
Part of me really misses coming up with like funny excuses to really go have a rager, you know?
Do you know how many relatives we off? Like, right, we all did. Sir, you have 7 grandpas and 38 grandmas.
We can kind of laugh back on it now, but my one grandpa died when he was like 87, 89, 92, 94.
Yeah.
And then actually ended up living to be 103. Like it was an amazing run.
I like how he was alive the whole time.
Oh, yeah, he was alive the whole time.
Like,
he ended up living until he was 103. I didn't jinx him at all along the way, which I felt pretty good about.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. All right. Well, there you go. Free advice. Legitimately injure yourself. Stay home and watch the game tonight.
Well, what time does it start again? Or you said he'd be off by 7. RCN says puck drop like 8. You're looking.
You got like 52 minutes to eat. Get out of there.
You could eat.
You could do pretend you have to go to the bathroom and just not come back.
Then you get the meal. You know?
You could eat, say you have to go outside quickly, and then pretend you got kidnapped for 4 hours, and then rip your shirt and then crawl back home later and be like, you'll never believe what happened.
Get a buddy to rent a van and actually kidnap you.
Good idea.
You got to sell it, right? And then you both go off.
We'll do it. And then we'll bring you to Hudson's.
All right. Let's get into the fan zone here for fansfirst.ca. By fans, for fans, no fees. If you're looking for tickets to Game 3 and Game 4, you will not find a better deal on tickets. And I mean this deep down in my soul. You will not find a better deal on tickets than you will find at fansfirst.ca. By fans, for fans, no fees. Fansfirst.ca. Our question today as we continue to get you ready for Game 2 tonight. If McDavid and Draisaitl are together, what is the best possible second line that you could build to try to support those guys. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. If Kane is in, could the second best line that you build be? Now it's almost. I don't know what to expect from Kane. I almost feel like it's disrespectful to put him in that spot ahead of some of the other guys.
And also, you don't want to leave it too thin. Like maybe like a third. He's just coming back. We saw the same thing with Fred. Like you don't immediately go to the top of the shelf. I mean, depending on how he is, but we don't know that. So maybe you spread it out a little. Leave him on the third. Compile that second of a lot of players here that you can.
Give it to me, Trev.
Hit it.
Changing 500.
Changing 500 before 8 o'clock.
Inconceivable.
We've done it. And let's keep that thing rolling. We were over 700 for yesterday's show, and then after views later in the day, almost hit 800. So there are a lot of likes still to farm out there. 780-218-9999. If you're on TuneIn or iHeart, pop on over to YouTube. Hammer the thumbs up for us. It'd be greatly appreciated. Danny Moss over on YouTube says, Perry, Nuge, and Kane on line 2. Hyman with the big boys. Jamie McLennan did say he doesn't know why Hyman's just not with those guys all the time. And they've been taking Hyman off the power play a little bit earlier than they used to and trying to get Perry out there a little bit. Perry's had a nice year. I kind of get it. But
and people brought up Perry's game as well while he was up there and what he was doing.
Yeah.
So you just go with the hot hand. But
if you let's say you throw Perry up with McDavid and Draisaitl and let him kind of be his prickly self around the net while they work their magic, then where do we come out if Kane can go on Kane, Nuge, Hyman? That should be a pretty good second line, shouldn't it?
Sure.
Now, if Kane can't go, who would you play with Nuge and Hyman? Arvidsson on his off wing or Hyman? Hyman doesn't mind playing left side. That might be the answer. If Kane can't go, I think I'd probably say Nuge, Arvidsson, Hyman as the best second line you can build. Trev, what would be your best second line if 27 and 90 or 29 and 97 are together tonight?
Kane in, Kane out. That's
both.
Okay, well, I'm going to take a little bit of a different route here. I think Evander Kane, if he is good to play, and I certainly hope he's close to 100%, if not 100%. I think Noodle said it best. You got to make life tough for the opposition, and no Oilers forward really does that like Evander Kane. And so I'm putting him right on the first line with McDavid and Draisaitl.
Okay.
You saw when he was brought in, he was off for 6 months when the Oilers first got him. And there was questions, is he going to be okay? He scored in his first game. And I know that's a different Evander Kane, and people are going to be like, that was a few years ago. This is now. But I think you got to set the pace. And Evander Kane, he makes his presence known out there. So I'm putting Evander Kane on the first line. Second line, I thought Jeff Skinner and Hyman, they had a little bit. They didn't play much this season, but when they did, it was on the third line. I remember I was like, wow, they look really good together.
Nude, Skinner, Hyman.
I'm actually going to go Henrique, Skinner, Hyman. I'm going to go Henrique.
Holy smokes.
And then as far as the third line goes, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, when he's center, the best he's looked all season is when he was with Vasily Podkolzin and Victor Arvidsson. And that happened to be when Draisaitl and McDavid were both out. And it was good. It was good. That line was looking really good. But then all of a sudden,
good point.
They're going up against the other team's first lines, and that's not a first line. It's like a second, third line. So I'm putting Nuge on the third line with Podkolzin and Arvidsson, and then I guess that's the top 9.
You know what? I would go as far as saying a Nuge with what we saw with Arvidsson, Nuge, and Podkolzin. I mean, that could really be the second line, even ahead of the head. That's two pretty good middle 6 lines.
It is. So that's my thoughts. That's my 2 cents.
Okay, I like the way you laid that out. The Kane on the top line thing's a little.
I can see why people would be like, but I mean, you got to make life tough. I love what Noodle said there, and he does. He's going to go in there. He's going to be banging. He's going to be banging bodies. He's been wanting to do it. He's been waiting, right? A whole year now. Let him feast.
He's been good to go for a while.
Let him feast. Maybe.
Can you imagine if he comes back and has a big game tonight and has a goal and
yes.
you do see that world?
It's just a matter of time.
I don't think I can see through your eyes right now. I don't. I feel like it's going to be 12 minutes and you're like, Let's see how it is. But hopefully he can just come in and be a pain in the ass, even if it is just 10 to 12 minutes,
and even if he doesn't score, just bang some bodies out there.
All right. What do you think? What's the best second line that you would build tonight if McDavid and Draisaitl are together? It's a fan zone for fansfirst.ca.
Fan zone.
RCN texts in and says, I can't see Evander Kane being a legit top 6 player at this point. Embrace the crash and bang, bottom 6 role, or be a cancer. Those are my expectations for Kane. But that's the thing. If he's with, who'd you have him with? Henrique and Hyman.
Who's that?
No, Henry. You had Kane with McDavid and Draisaitl. And then you had Henrique with Skinner and
Hyman.
And then Nuge with Arvidsson and Podkolzin. I think Knobloch would probably like to see Corey Perry on that line with McDavid, but I just don't know if Corey Perry can run as heavily. I mean, what's going to happen is you're going to see a lot of Hyman, you're going to see a lot of Perry with those two guys tonight, if they're together tonight. What do we think if Knobloch doesn't go with them together tonight? What if he doesn't start the game with those two guys together?
He's an idiot.
Well, I mean,
we've been saying all year he should start them together and play them together, and now if he doesn't,
I just think their track record against the Kings is so good.
Yes.
And with the way that last period started, if they're not together and on the ice for the very first shift, what type of tone are you trying to set? I would be like, oh, hey, it's game 2. Here you go. Like to the Kings. Here's McDavid and Draisaitl. Do your worst. I'd be stunned if they're not out there to start the hockey game tonight. Am I reading too much into this? Does everybody agree with me? Like, they're together and they're on the ice for the puck drop tonight.
Yeah, I think you're talking too much about it. Anyways, that's how it's going to happen.
It seems too simple, doesn't it? Like,
has to be it.
After the way they played in the third period, if those two guys aren't on the ice tonight to start the hockey game, I'll be stunned.
Yep.
I'll be stunned.
They're your leaders. And go out there.
They are. They wear the letters on the C and the A.
You see them every game. And what does that do for, they set the pace. I've been saying that all morning, but they go out there, they're physical. It's contagious. It really is.
You said you'd be surprised if McDavid doesn't have a good game or big game.
Oh, he's having a big one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's on the parlay. Careful, Trev. We're not doing it until if they win tonight, then we'll do win ya. Yeah, that's a thing now. All right. One thing I do want to add to the playoffs. We'll run the playoff song here again coming up just after 8 o'clock. Get that arm ready. Start loosening her up. We got to get you
this thing.
Get you my Cedo jacket. Keep that thing warmed up. You're going to have to go for Tommy John surgery for next year's playoffs if they go on a deep run.
Summer off.
All right, third hour of the show is pretty jam-packed, so let's get moving so we can get through everything. We're going to do kind of easy trivia, 3 questions too many, the GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast, Greg Wyshynski from ESPN. We'll get his thoughts on Game 2, Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power, the Marmot Basin Snow Report, and the wrap for William Huff. We need somebody to play kind of easy trivia right now. And let's do that. The parlay is up. McDavid, Draisaitl over 1.5 points. Bouchard point Oilers money line plus 455. That's plus 455. If you want to get it, go to coolbet.com. And it's in the exclusives page. And you can go find it, ride with us tonight. And when the Oilers win and the big boys take care of business, you will be up plus 455. If you want to play kind of easy trivia right now, text Trev 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, and one of you will have a chance to win a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's, where you can stake your claim today. Let's get to a sports update right now with Lieutenant Eric, and we're at almost to 600 likes. Can we get to 600 likes by the time? I'm just kidding. Oh, that being said, hammer the thumbs up for us. It would be kind of fun if we get to 600 likes like in the next 5 minutes. That'd be pretty nice. So hammer the thumbs up for us if you're on YouTube this morning. Let's get to the sports update right now. Wins Reply with Leduc.
Game day, Game 2, Oilers-Kings tonight from LA. Tom Gazzola will get you set. The GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows coming to you live from Hudson's Bourbon Street. Coverage starts at 6:30 here on EST. Elsewhere last night, Max Domi scored the overtime winner. Leafs beat the Sens 3-2. Toronto now 2 up in that series. Carolina also 2-0 up in their series with New Jersey as they take it over the Devils 3-1. Wild earning the split with a 5-2 Game 2 win down in Vegas, and Matt Tkachuk returned to the lineup. He had a pair of goals and an assist. Panthers take Game 1 over the Lightning 6-2. Two more games tonight, Montreal and Washington. Dallas visit Colorado. That series tied at a game apiece. Over to the NBA, Indiana up 2-0 following a 123-115 victory over the Bucks last night. OKC also leading their series with Memphis 2-0 with an 118-99 victory. And the Lakers getting back in their series, evening it at 1 with a 94-85 victory over the Timberwolves. 3 games tonight. Boston host Orlando, Cleveland at home to Miami, and the Warriors look to go 2-0 up on the road there in Houston to take on the Rockets at 7:30. Jays bats cooled again as they fall 5-1 to the Astros. Toronto now 12-12 on the season. They've dropped 4 straight and will look to avoid the series sweep later today. First pitch, 5:40. Sports Update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
Step inside Rogers Place. Play La Bamba, baby. Play La Bamba, baby.
We're a dangerous team when we're rolling, and we're healthy, and we are healthy.
Cup is on the line, baby, come and get it done. 16 wins, yeah, they're going on a run. Looking to advance, going deep in the dance. Hop on the bandwagon, let's hear the fans. The fans.
Special place to play, honestly. So much history, these fans. It's great to hear their sport.
Wrestling in the dazzling every single night. Clubs coming up, baby, gonna be a fight. 6 games, 5 games, how about a sweep? Ticket prices, yeah, they're gonna be steep, yeah. Yeah. Come on, it's the playoffs. Crank it up. It's the playoffs. Take the cup. Let's go win the Stanley. Ooh, gotta get the cup. Let's go win the Stanley. Come on, lift it up. Let's go win the Stanley. Waited long enough. It's time. No more wait for the oil. It's the fate, yeah. Listen, first gear, second gear, third gear, go. McDavid 97, he's a one-man show. Draisaitl, Iverson, gotta love the nuge. Bruce Skinner and Picks need to be huge. Be huge. They gotta squeeze a little, squeeze a little, squeeze a little more. Get the bottom 6 to find a way to score. One time, overtime, gotta find a way. Jam-packed moss pit going insane. Yeah. Yeah, cheer a little more. It's the playoffs. Crank it up. It's the playoffs. Take the cup. Let's go win the Stanley. Ooh, gotta get the cup. Let's go win the Stanley. Come on, lift it up. Let's go win the Stanley. Waited long enough.
Woo! Woo! Game 2 tonight. Edmonton Oilers, Los Angeles Kings, as the song says, let's go win the Stanley. Hey, why not?
Bend over.
All right. Spank me, Eric. Spank me. Tomorrow morning, if they win tonight, you can spank me with the little hands.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we'll do that on the show tomorrow, too. Right off the rails, eh? All right, 780-218-9999 is where you can chime in. We are 38 away from changing 600, so let's do that. Thank you very much. GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast coming up before 8:30. Greg Wyshynski just after 8:30. Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power. Marmot Basin Snow Report. The wrap for William Huff. 3 questions too many right around the corner as well. We do need one more question for 3 questions too many. Right now we've got 2 Oilers questions that we'll get to. So it can be an Oilers question. It could be a non-Oilers question. Whatever you want, send it over 780-218-9999. Nielson Show today and every day brought to you by our great partners at South Fort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot. Go get yourself a truck. Save up to $8,000 on 2025 Silverado 1500s right now. 0% financing OAC up to 72 months. Drive a little, save a lot at South Fort Chev. www.southfortchev.com. We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio today, where you need to take advantage of. Look, obviously, the go-to for me would be a classic chicken sandwich with the poutine, one of the more underrated poutines in the area.
And a fountain
available
pop.
at Popeyes, and a fountain drink. That's right. Half root beer, half orange, because I'm a child.
Water,
Yeah, it's kind of delicious. Anyway, get that at Popeyes. Text us in the Paris Jewelers inbox, and one of your text messages will win the A&W text of the day. And that A&W text of the day is really wide open today because we didn't have Macramala on, so it isn't dominated by Macramala intros. So come up with something hilarious. Text it in to the Paris Jewelers inbox, and you could win text of the day today, which will get you an A&W gift card. All right, we are going to start the hour with a little kind of easy trivia, as we do every single day of our lives, brought to you by Mr. Mike's. Are you ready to stake your claim? Head to Mr. Mike's for a 2-course steak dinner for just $39.99. Start with an Emperor Caesar salad or a rustic onion soup. Then enjoy the tender 7-ounce sirloin steak with béarnaise butter and garlic mashed potatoes, loaded with other savory toppings. Mr. Mike's. Eat locally. Enjoy casually. Enjoy often. Trev, who's playing kind of easy trivia today, buddy?
Can I get a Bronco Nick?
Just stop it, Trev.
What?
Just stop. Bronco Nick.
Yeah, there it is.
All right. Bronco Nick is going to play kind of easy trivia today. I think even Bronco Nick probably hates that bit. But Bronco Nick, you ready to go, buddy?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Trouble start the ticker after I read the first question. Which Edmonton Oiler had 4 points in Game 1?
Conor McDavid.
Name one Los Angeles Kings defenseman.
Mikey Anderson.
Which team currently leads the Battle of Ontario?
Toronto.
What sport does Austin Reeves play?
Basketball.
Did the Blue Jays win yesterday?
Hell no.
Oh, yeah.
No way.
No! No! Oh, my God. Damn it, Shake, stop it!
They are going to remember that AM radio is a viable and modern source for news and entertainment. Totally. People don't listen to AM like they used to. Seems like it's more about FM and color TV. That's stupid. It sure is, Kevin.
I'm stoked. You stoked? I'm stoked. Just stoked.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Yeah. Let's go. Bronco Nick gets it done, and he's off to Mr. Mike's, where he can stake his claim today on a delicious steak.
Rustic onion soup.
Yeah, steak and soup. Emperor Caesar salad. Andrea from Calgary texts into the Paris Jewelers inbox this morning. Says, I went to Mr. Mike's in Cochrane on Monday wearing my EST baseball t-shirt and listening to Reed and Jay. Oh, my goodness.
That's
Andrea
a triple
from
play.
Calgary. This warms my heart. It really does.
Cliff's got a great question, maybe for 3 questions too many.
Nope. No, I don't think we'll get to that one. I mean, LeBron took a chop to the face last night from Julius Randle, and they're like, "That's not a flagrant." He's got the worst whistle. I don't even want to get there. He's got the worst whistle in the bloody league, though, for a star player. Like, it's pathetic. Hit it, Trev.
LeBron James.
All right. And we'll find a different question for 3 questions too many. I see one from Danny in there. Anyway, let's get into 3 questions too many. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for the segment today?
3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where they think it'd be wild if McDavid and Draisaitl didn't start together tonight. Park Mazda, your dealer for life.
I knew they'd think that. I knew they'd think that.
How did you know?
Why would you not have them together tonight? Like, and I think you have to win the cup. You could get them separated at times. Like, I'm one of those guys.
Why would you not breathe?
But when they torch the Los Angeles Kings, why would they not be together and on the ice to start the game tonight? Does anybody have reasoning for me? Because I'll sit here and wait.
You'll be waiting a long time.
I'll wait here all day.
We'll make the Hudson's at that rate.
Do you have a Twitter account?
Yes. I have an account, and Edmonton Sports Talk does as well. It's at YEG Sports Talk on the X. Follow the account. And if you are getting into arguments with people on that website, we will pop up and we'll let you know when you can listen to Tommy, when Cassian's going to come on, when Hernan's on, all the things for the the post-game show. The schedule's up there, round 1, where Tommy's going to be. All the info at YEG Sports Talk on the X. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, says that in the bio.
So many good shows for you today here on EST. Many of you probably started with EST by just listening to our show. You're welcome. The entire day is awesome now. We'll have the hangout today. How good was yesterday's hangout? Ron Lowe was in yesterday.
Longest pregame in the city.
Well, I wanted to hire him full time. Like he's amazing. Oh, that's a good way to describe it. The longest pregame show in the city.
Show me another.
Yeah, we got you. We got you covered. We'll be up till 9 o'clock today. The hangout from 9 to 11. The lock shop with myself and Huss from 11 until 12. Oil stream today at high noon, followed by EST afternoons from 1 until 3. The Reed Wilkins show from 3 until 6:30. And then Tommy Gazzola with the GCL Diesel pregame show right at 6:30, right after Reed and Jay, taking you up until puck drop tonight. He will be at Hudson's, Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall, and a few of the boys will be out there as well watching the game. So please make plans to swing on by and join us. Lieutenant Eric will probably be lining them up. Hey, I know you will. The guy hasn't had a shot in 2 days.
It's because I quit.
It's because you quit doing shots. 13 likes away from changing 600. Let's get that done right away. All right, here we go. Question number 1. You know, it's been a much quieter Bouchard show today than yesterday. Clearly because they didn't play last night. But if Bouchard plays like he did in game 1, will it cost the Oilers this series?
Well, it's funny. We said that if the Oilers, if they play the game like that they did for those 18 minutes, but the same could be said maybe about the Kings, that if they played for 18 minutes the way they played for 4,
there's a lot of things.
So I would say if he's turning the puck over like that, and especially with no Ekholm in the lineup, Noodles was saying about all these guys having to go a notch above. Cost the series?
I would say this. If we're talking about he plays that way tonight and they lose, does it cost them the series? No, it makes it more difficult.
Yeah.
But if Evan Bouchard gift wraps 2 goals for the opposition every single game, you can make a significant argument that it kind of costs them a series.
It'll burn you eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we wrong to think that there has to be a better game in there from Bouchard? Because last year, Bouchard in the playoffs was excellent. Really good, both ends of the ice. And I looked at that and I go, okay, well, it's playoff time. You still see similar Bouchard pop up. Game 1 looked like this year's regular season Bouchard. And if this year's regular season Bouchard is the Bouchard they get in the first round, there might not be a second round. Bouchard has to play much, much closer. And I'm not even going to say at the same level he did in last year's playoffs because he doesesn't have Ekholm. And we know Ekholm is important.
Can it be done? How close
can you get? Despite some people who say, Bouchard, no matter who he's with, he's good.
Yeah, right.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Doesn't have Ekholm, so I'm not expecting him to play. So here's last year's playoffs. And for those of you listening on TuneIn and iHeart, I have my hand up above my head. Here's last year's playoffs with Ekholm. Here's regular season Bouchard. This left hand's down around my shoulder. They need regular season Bouchard this year to be about 3/4 of what he was with Ekholm in the playoffs last year. If they can get that,
that's up to your wrist.
They come back around to Chicago, and that is where you can find him in the movie Wayne's World. That's what they need. That's it. If he plays like he did in the regular season, I think even the biggest of Bouchard is such an interesting study because there are people out there who will die on the Bouchard hill of he's phenomenal. Look at the numbers. And then there are other people who will absolutely die on the hill that they would simply just let him walk in the offseason. So this is when Nurse became whipping boy, Nurse was just whipping boy. Like, nobody was really saying positive things about Darnell Nurse for the last 2 years. It was like everybody was on him.
Yeah.
With Bouchard, there's still like this large group of people who are like, but look what he finished with. And then there's everybody else who's like,
no,
I wouldn't give him $7 million.
That's what I'm saying. The deal looms, hey? Like
Even Bouchard needs to find that middle ground where everybody's happy. And game one did not look good.
Oh, hey, as they say, only up from here, right? That's a saying too that you can also.
Jesse Willis over on the chat says, very scientific, Dusty. I know where he needs to be, right? He was here. He is here now. He needs to be here.
If you straighten that arm, though, a bit more.
Like that?
Yeah, but now your floor is a lot lower than it
and
was.
it hurts my shoulder a little bit. The whole
That's a really, hey, yeah. Interesting.
Anyway, so that's where he needs to be.
Too much pom-pomming.
You know what? Definitely too much.
It does take a bit.
Yeah.
Mine's the elbow. I think I got tennis elbow.
Of course you do. It's expected. We're going to have a WCB claim because of pom-poms. HR Daddy's going to lose his mind.
Up to his neck in him.
God. All right, hit it.
Wait till it hit my hand with a hammer.
That's changing 600 right there. Yesterday's show did 700. We're going to hit 700 again today. Outside chance we hit 800. That's getting greedy.
Yeah. Thank you to Kasperi Kapanen finally doing something in the nasty chat.
Probably not drawing in tonight.
Put us over. Well, but he's in the chat, but he's over 600. Yeah. He's contributing.
All right. Good first question. Solid conversation, I think.
You don't want to get to that one from Cliff. Hey, we got a lot of time here. It seems
nope,
like
we don't need. No. First 40-year-old ever to go 20-10-5 at a playoff game. Just saying. Remember, Jordan played with the Wizards. Shut up. All right, question number. Actually, let's get to some text here on Bouchard. Guys, how much heat does a Bouchard contract take off Nurse? Well, that's an off-season question. We'll get to that. Shane in Vactrick says, Bouchard contract negotiations go to arbitration. Sit down, watch this tape. This assist to the Kings, $1 million off. And this one, yep, guessed it, another $1 million off. At least we get him at a discount now.
We should have like they should have like a live counter on the broadcast.
Just like
every turn, ding, and it goes down, and then
that's kind of funny.
Down by $1 million.
All right, question number 2. How important do you guys think it is that the Oilers come out hitting tonight? Well, I said earlier. I mean,
it's a physical game. Yeah, always. I
just thought they were passing up a lot of check. And we're not saying the path to a victory is crashing and banging, but in that first period, and whoever was doing the stats in the first period must have also been the guy in charge of the 3 stars at the end of the night, because it was ridiculous.
It was a road game.
You cannot tell me that the Oilers out-hit the Kings in the first period of game 1. I refuse to believe it. I never will.
Maybe their home record wasn't even what it was.
Yeah.
They play at home, and it's just, they lost and now put in the win.
It's like when Jordan wanted to win the Defensive Player of the Year, and they padded his stats at home all season.
It's like those NBA viewership numbers you tweeted out earlier in the show. All fake. It's all.
Ratings are up 17% in the association.
Heard it from the NBA. Well, it's got to be.
But I thought in game 1, I was sitting there with Tommy and Hernan, and right away I was just like, finish that check. Matthias Janmark a couple of times. Going in on the forecheck, and the puck moved just before he got there, and he just swung. Just finish the check. The Kings were finishing the checks on the other end. They're small little investments, and they didn't do enough of it. And I actually, McDavid had a big hit. I can't remember if it was late second or early third, and you're like, oh, there they are. It was the whole Peter Pan thing.
Mm-hmm.
You are in there, Peter. You are in there. It is you. Shout out the movie Hook. Haven't watched it in a while, but it's a good movie. Question number 3. We do have a GCL Diesel Orange and Blue breakfast we're going to try to bang out as well. Guys, what is your favorite kind of deli meat? This question was inspired after going to the Italian Center on Monday. That comes in from Danny T this morning.
Delicious question.
My favorite type of deli meat. As a child, I'll say bologna. Loved bologna as a child. We don't really have that as an adult anymore.
Right off the chub, hey?
Just that whole big old thing of bologna
chub.
And then a chub of bologna.
Chub.
Is that what it's called?
The chub. Yeah, bologna chub.
A gaggle of
You can barbecue or smoke a whole chub. You should do a whole chub this summer.
What's for dinner tonight?
Family.
Bologna.
Yeah.
Barbecued
Carve
bologna.
it with that electric knife.
I'm going to start smoking bologna. My buddies with smokers would be like, you're an idiot. You're supposed to be doing rump roasts.
Nah.
And I'm sitting there smoking a chub of bologna.
Fry it there on the thing.
Yeah. Okay, what's your favorite deli meat?
There's this. There's like a prosciutto salami mix that I've been getting lately.
Intriguing.
So it's got like it's all the taste of prosciutto, but into a salami chub as well, like the
science
roll.
It's science.
So no, prosciutto is great, but it's a little rich. Any of the salamis, those Hungarian salami, peppered salami, the hot salami, spicy, like any of that. That's what I like. I don't really like the bolognas, the wets, like the wet deli meat. I don't like the wet.
Don't like the wet stuff.
I'll go as far as turkey. Chicken's
we're a
okay.
big turkey
whatever.
family. We're a big turkey family.
Turkey's fine, but like
the chicken kind of grosses me out.
Is that
a bit.
cold cut?
Cold cut turkey.
Is that cold cut?
Like,
what's cold cut with deli meat, right? Like,
that's our main go-to, like in the fridge for sandwiches. Cold cut turkey.
Yeah. You a pastrami guy? You get it.
Well, you know what? I just like sticks of pepperoni. To be honest with you, that doesn't really. Is that kind of as a deli meat?
No, that's a deli meat. Yeah,
I think that might be my answer.
Yeah. Corned beef.
I don't think I've ever had corned beef.
Yeah.
What is it, like corn niblets?
I don't know. I don't think I've had it either.
Yeah, I never had corned beef before. Trev, have you had corned beef?
No.
Sounds gross, right? I kind of imagine it like spam.
Corned beef. I can't even imagine what that would taste like.
Yeah, like why is it corned?
Beef?
What's the deal with this beef?
Yeah, I don't know. Mine would be Black Forest ham though.
Oh, Black Forest ham.
Big Black Forest ham guy.
I don't know many big Black Forest ham guys. I'm glad you're one.
That's
ham.
All I had in my sandwiches growing up. Black Forest ham.
James B in the chat says roast beef. Jimmy C says smoked bologna is awesome. My son won't eat it any other way. Now I'm smoking a chub every month.
Full chub.
What? Duck Dad says corned beef in hash browns. Dean Belanger, Dino, what's up? Corned beef is amazing. Van Owen says corned beef is very similar to Montreal smoked meat. Yeah, but what is it? What is corned beef?
I've had the Montreal smoked meat, but what is the? It's similar. What's the difference? The corn?
We've had beef. What makes it corned beef is what we're asking. Let us know. 780-218-9999. All right, shall we get into a GCL Diesel Orange and Blue breakfast? Then we'll find out if Wyshynski knows about corned beef. I'm making note of that. That must be an American thing.
Well, it's a deli. They like their deli there in the
corned beef
eastern part of the states. Eh?
All right, game 2 tonight. Oilers, Kings. What do you need to know? What you do need to know is that Tommy Gazzolo will be live. Hudson's, West Edmonton Mall, Bourbon Street.
Seating you.
Be there. It's wing night. LT will be there. Trev's going to be there. I'm popping by after the Barracuda smokes a bunch of fools in the pool.
Line them up.
And it's going to be a good time tonight. The GCL Diesel Orange and Blue breakfast brought to you by who else? GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and area for over 50 years. Northern Alberta, GCL Diesel has you. Projected lineups for tonight. With Knobloch, you never know. You can't even really tell how the last game ended because they were just rolling. I don't even know. I think it's game 2. I don't know where to take the projected lineups.
Well, Kane is close. I think you start there.
Okay, so we laid this out earlier. Let's just have some fun with this. The thing is if Kane is close, Skinner is out.
How close? That's
nobody knows. Right?
If
Kane plays tonight, Knobloch takes Skinner out. I'd bet a couple hunyas.
Regardless of what you think should happen, that is what's,
I think that's what'll probably happen. So let's just live in a world where Kane returns and Jeff Skinner, even though not many of us would be a fan of the move, but let's just live in this world because it could be reality. Skinner comes out, Kane comes in. They play McDavid and Draisaitl together with Zach Hyman. Then I don't hate the idea of Nuge just sliding into Draisaitl's spot with Podkolzin and Arvidsson, which is what YouTube Trev brought up earlier. Then you could have Adam Henrique with Evander Kane and Corey Perry, Trent Frederick with Matthias Janmark and Connor Brown. It's an option. We'll see what ends up happening tonight. On the back end, Darnell Nurse, Bouchard, Kulak, and Wallman. Those guys will play. Emberson will get a few minutes. And it looks like Klingberg could be a guy for game 2.
He's close.
As opposed to Josh Brown. As for the Los Angeles Kings, I mean, different spot for them. I mean, they're pretty much going to roll out what we saw last game. Kopitar with Kempe and Kuzmenko. Boy, Kuzmenko was buzzing early in that game. He looks good.
It was the anthem. He was all light. He was the one laughing at the anthem. It lightened him up.
Yeah, that's good. Why not do something hilarious to take your player's mind off what's going on right now?
It worked for him.
Kopitar, Kempe, Kuzmenko, Byfield, Lafreniere, Fiala, Philip Deneau.
Trevor even speaking his name aloud. You should say number 24.
Centering Moore and Fogle.
Fogle and Moore.
And then 3 guys who probably won't play much tonight. They didn't even get over 4 minutes in game 1. Hellenius, Turcotte, and Jeff Malott. On the back end, Mikey Anderson, who the Chipman Gooser put out $1,000 bounty on his head tonight with Drew Doughty. Gavrikov, Spence barely played. I mean, Spence and Clark. Jordan Spence played less than 7 minutes, I think. Brant Clark only played 11 minutes. They were running their vets heavy as well. Mikey Anderson, Drew Doughty, Gavrikov, Joel Edmondson. Obviously, it'll be Kemper between the pipes. Let's get your Podium physiotherapy injury report. Knee pain from that nagging ACL injury. This is a big shout out to Philip Deneau if your neck's okay after the vicious cross check you took. Go see Podium physiotherapy, Deneau. Knee pain from that nagging ACL injury, hip or shoulder pain slowing you down, back pain after a long day at work, your neck sore after flipping it back after getting cross-checked in the chest. They've got you covered. Whether it's a sports injury, post-op recovery, or the wear and tear of everyday life, the expert team is ready to get you back on track at Podium Physiotherapy. Unlock the athlete in you. Who can't go tonight, Rick?
For the Kings, unchanged. As we know, Tanner Jeannot, the lone walking wounded. And for the... As Conor McDavid said, they're healthy. But Evander Kane, close, don't know. Ekholm out. Stetcher on a stretcher, or a chair, I guess.
Yeah.
He's Klingberg, we still don't know as well, and Alec Regula on the IR.
That is your Podium Physiotherapy injury report.
Usually save it to the wrap, but people are informing us no corn in corned beef.
The English language has done it again.
I tell you,
This is a Nate Bargatze skit on SNL right here.
Oh, sure.
George Washington bit.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
We'll have corned beef. Is it made of corn, sir? Not at all. All right, your key to a victory tonight, buddy.
Eliminate costly turnovers. Special teams need to be better. McDavid mentioned zone entries through the neutral zone. What else? Starting strong, first 10 minutes is going to go a long way in determining the winner of this game. Get a lead on this team.
And hold
the Kings
the
are
lead.
well. I think if you get a lead, you'll be able to hold the lead because the Kings are a better team with a lead than coming from behind. So that's 5 keys so far in the ring. Could probably get a few more.
A lot of keys.
Goaltending, I think. A goaltending matchup tonight as well. Maybe if you get into the head of Kemper, that could be something. We talked about the seed planting. Now needs to germinate.
Score early on Kemper. Let's see how he holds up.
Yeah, so lots of things, lots of keys. There are lots of things coming out of that game 1 loss, so a lot of keys going into game 2.
I will admit right now, my game day prediction is 100% recency bias based on the third period of the last game. But my game day prediction today is going to be that 97 and 29 combined for 6 points.
Yeah. You left after the tying goal and just assumed they won it in overtime. And
yeah.
That's kind of the vibe you're going off.
As soon as they tied it, I left the tip on the table and I went home.
Let's go to OT. They're going to get it.
Drove home the whole way, got home to Tammy. I said, can you believe that game?
Straight to bed.
What a tie.
Right in the wrapper.
And she's furious because they lost. That is your GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast, getting you ready as best we can at this time of day for the Oilers and the Kings. Good news for you is that we are live here on Edmonton Sports Talk today up until puck drop tonight. So as lineup news breaks, we will have you covered and full-blown previews as we work our way through the afternoon here as well. If you are watching on YouTube today, we are just 60 away from changing 700 likes this morning. Let's do it. Be a part of a great early playoff run. Let's
Start the day off right.
Let's see where it goes from here. Big game tonight, obviously. But yeah, if you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, give us a bump over on YouTube. We would very much appreciate that. Hopefully tomorrow morning we are discussing a victory in Game 2 against a really good Los Angeles Kings team. We're going to continue that conversation, look elsewhere around the NHL playoffs as well. Greg Wyshynski from ESPN is on the way. We've got Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power still to come, the Marmot Basin Snow Report, the wrap for William Huff. Lots still to get to, and we'll get to the bottom of this corned beef. What's the deal with corned beef, and why is it called corned beef if there's no corn involved? Look up the, and does Greg Wyshynski eat corned beef? We'll find out. All of that stuff coming up in the second half of the third hour of the show today. Let's get to a sports update right now for a place where it's always game day, Selly's Sports Bar and Grill at Centric Casino.
Oilers-Kings Game 2 tonight from Los Angeles. Join Tom Gazzola for the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. They'll be live from Hudson's Bourbon Street tonight. Come on out and join the EST crew. Coverage will start at 6:30 here on EST. Last night's action, Matt Tkachuk, 3 points, 2 goals. Panthers Game 1 winners over the Lightning, 6-2. Wild with 3 first-period markers and a 5-2 Game 2 win down in Vegas, ending that series at a game apiece. Freddie Anderson, 25 saves. Hurricanes edged the Devils 3-1. They're up 2-0. Also, Toronto up 2-0 now, following a 3-2 overtime win over the Senators. 2 other games tonight. Montreal visit Washington with the Capitals holding a 1-0 lead in Game 3 from Denver between the Stars and Avalanche. That series knotted at 1. 3 games in the NBA playoffs tonight. Celtics at home to the Magic. Heat visit the Cavs. And the Warriors looking to go 2-0 up on the road in Houston. Last night, the Lakers evening their series with the T-Wolves at a game. 94-85 your final. While OKC and Indiana both going 2-up in those opening round series. Jays, their bats silent again in a 5-1 loss to the Astros. Jays now 12-12 on the season. They've dropped 4 straight and will look to avoid the series sweep later today. First pitch 5:40. Sports Update brought to you by and presented by Selly's at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. With wall-to-wall TVs, daily food and drink specials, it is the place to be for every Oilers game. Every day is game day at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge. Ooh.
.32 on the Nielson Show. It is a game day. Game 2, Oilers and Kings tonight. We'll be at Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall, Hudson's tonight. You know where it is. Walk in the door on the left. And it should be a good time watching this game tonight. It'll be either a very happy place or a very angry place. Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power coming up. Marmot Basin Snow Report, the wrap for William Huff. I have looked up what corned beef is. Corned beef is a beef brisket that has been cured in a salt brine, often with spices to preserve and tenderize it. The term corned refers to a large-grained rock salt called corns of salt, historically used in the curing process.
But maybe too.
So outside that, just sounds like spiced beef.
While you cure it, you listen to corn. Like that has to be part of corn. Has to be playing in the background.
One step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. Right? Is
That's
that
the one.
Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
That's corn. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
All right. Greg Wyshynski, just thinking like, what the hell is going on here? He joins us from ESPN this morning. I'd like to preemptively apologize for everything you probably just witnessed, Greg. How you doing?
First of all, that's Linkin Park, you psycho.
I know it's a bit.
This is the problem when you haven't listened to any music since the mid '80s. Second of all, there is another definition of corned beef. By the way, corned beef for me as a New Yorker, we have pastrami, we have corned beef. I've always considered pastrami to be kind of the spicier version of corned beef.
Okay.
And then also pastrami is a lot closer to the meat you get in Montreal. But in Old English, any small grain of anything was called a corn, right? So like the idea of salt curing the meat which is how you get corned beef. In Old English, that's why they may have called it corned beef, is because they referred to anything like a small grain of salt as a corn of something. So that's where you get it from.
Cornrows too for your hair, probably same type of thing. Like it's all same type of thing. That must be it.
Oh, you've seen my vacation pictures from Jamaica. That's fantastic.
Greg Wyshynski with us on the show. Game 2 tonight between the Oilers and Kings. We've been discussing it this morning.
Can I just get into it?
Yeah.
What did you think about the old Game 1?
The harmonica.
Oh, I had no problem with it. It's LA, you know. It's.
Would that only happen in LA down there, Greg? Is that just an LA thing? You think?
I think it's probably just an LA thing. They're quirky. You know that. You know. It's a hipster thing. But Game 1 was a microcosm of the Edmonton season, wasn't it? Like, Connor and Leon dragging this team as far as it can go, and then being subverted by inconsistent defense and specious goaltending. I mean, if you needed to take a snapshot of what the 2024-25 Oilers were, it's that game. That being said, and the reason I picked them in the series is because of what we saw in the third period. Like, when those boys crank it up and decide they're going to take over the game, they're going to take over the game. The issue is they got to do it earlier and hopefully do enough of it where they're going to outscore their own goaltending and defense.
Well, that's what we were talking about, like on the show today with McDavid, and the Kings have not had an answer for McDavid and Draisaitl together for the last 3 playoffs.
Ever.
And they didn't have an answer for them in the third period when they put them together. Like, if you're Knobloch, those two guys are together and they start the game tonight. Is that not like send a message? Here's McDavid and Draisaitl, figure it out.
Entering Game 1, Conor McDavid in the last 3 playoffs against the LA Kings was averaging 2 points per game.
Yeah.
2 points per game. Leon Draisaitl had like 16 goals in 17 previous playoff games against the Kings. Like, it is not a matter of can they slow them down? The answer is they can't. And so, I know that people this is not a novel concept I'm about to give you, but the idea that this was a game that was, 6-5 instead of 4-0 is such a huge deal for the Oilers. If this was a 4-0 game, maybe the Kings could start to plant the seed of it'll be different this time in the heads of the Oilers. We've got Darcy Kemper. We can play great defense. We're unbeatable at home. But that's not the case. The third period showed it's still the same Kings team. It's still the same Oilers team. The Oilers are going to look across the ice at those jerseys and say, we know how to do this. It is the worst. It's actually like a great result for LA to go up 1-0, but then again, not very novel for the Oilers to go down 1-0 in a series. Before Dallas became that team, Edmonton was that team. But for the Oilers, it's kind of like half a win in the sense of we know exactly how this thing's going to play out, and there's nothing different in the dynamic between these two teams in the fourth meeting.
Do you think this series is a bunch of 5-4s and 6-5s? Like, with Kemper being already exposed by the big boys, and then obviously Skinner and the Oilers goaltending all year being a bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have to be that, right? And which team is built better for that? I mean, it's probably the one that have the 2 best offensive players in the world on their team to win a bunch of games that are going to end up that way. Look, again, Skinner is going to be competent at some point. I don't even necessarily put that last goal on him. That was a knuckle puck, right?
Bit of a weird one, yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, Warren Fogle all of a sudden becoming Dominique Wilkins with the jumping screen in front of that guy. It was kind of crazy. So like, he just needs to be competent, and he's shown throughout the last 2 seasons outside of the Vancouver series that he can be competent. And I think he could be competent 4 times in the series and then have Connor and Leon outscore the Kings.
Well, we're very much looking forward to Game 2 tonight.
Noted Oilers hater Greg Wyshynski.
Still confident in the Edmonton Oilers, even though he's arguably the biggest hater, as they like to say.
You guys got to take a number. I've got Carolina on my ass because the Devils. As I've talked about on the show before, Colorado still thinks I'm bitter about Ray Bourque winning the Cup. And now I've got Buffalo on my ass because I defended the virtue of Jason Botterill as a general manager. So you guys are going to have to take a number. Pretend we're buying corned beef at the deli. Take a number.
There you go. Yeah, great reference there. Great. Okay, so Ottawa, they play really well. Don't get it done against Toronto. Still say they're pretty confident heading home. Was that the one the Sens had to have last night? Like, with the way they played and then to let it go the way it did, I just feel like that's a bit of a backbreaker right there for them.
I don't I don't think it's a backbreaker. I mean, it's one they'd love to have, right? To start planting the seeds of doubt themselves. It's the same situation with Montreal in game 1 against Washington. Like when you get those opportunities to start kind of like planting your flag on an upset, and instead the team deprives that upset of oxygen, then you're going to feel a little bit bad about yourself. But I think going back to Ottawa, and maybe, if you take 2 games there and even the series, it could still have the same effect as winning game 2 in overtime. What we're all getting at, though, in talking about this is that it is not about what the Ottawa Senators do to the Toronto Maple Leafs. It is what the Toronto Maple Leafs do to themselves. That is always going to be the issue in the playoffs for this team. They're going to ultimately defeat themselves, but the only way they're going to do that is if you plant the seeds of doubt, create a little bit of chaos for them, and get them to start thinking about all of the other playoff disappointments that they've had in the past. And to this point, I don't think Ottawa is that team. To this point, I think Toronto is fairly confident that they can beat this team, and they sure as hell are not scared of Linus Ullmark, who at last count has worse playoff numbers than Stuart Skinner.
Oh, careful, Greg. Don't say that in this market. I think the fact that Kemper has an 800 save percentage, the same as Skinner, has people mad about it.
It's
They're
also the question of if Vasilevsky starts game 2 for the Lightning now as well, right? I don't know.
Obviously,
Someone said the other day, like I saw on it was actually on the Puck Soup Discord that I frequent for the podcast I no longer host. Someone said, if the Oilers had Linus Ullmark, like it'd be a different situation. Like, why couldn't they give Linus Ullmark to Connor and Leon? I'm like, have you seen Linus Ullmark's postseason numbers? He's a sieve. Like, it's not as if there's a lot of goalies that would change the math here in a significant way. It's not to say that Skinner is the solution, but I think people kind of cast a jealous eye at other teams, and the number of difference makers in this league between the pipes is few and far between.
I think the Oilers also gave up 14 high danger chances to the Kings. It's like the most they gave up, more than any in any playoff game last year. So it was just not
if you're gonna throw Stuart Skinner to the Wolves, you have to at least caveat that by saying Matthias Ekholm's not in the series. And also that the defense of this team throughout the entire season has been a friggin' roller coaster. So I don't know. I'm not saying that he's the guy. I'm not saying he's going to win a cup. I'm not like I'm not glazing Stuart Skinner. I'm just saying that there are other factors at play in front of a goalie that's average at best.
Greg, can you provide us with any insight on this? The league thinks the LTIR is a bad look, and if you didn't play game 82, he probably wouldn't like you to play game 1, and then yada, yada, yada. Tkachuk has 3 points last night in the Panthers win. What is going on here with this?
It came from one guy who either got it from a league source or made it up in his brain. Because, I saw the same report from Elliot that you guys did, and maybe the league was saying don't play Kane in game 1, and because of game 82 chicanery, and then so then Tkachuk plays game 1 for the Panthers and has an amazing game. So I don't know where that came from. I mean, so that's a question for him. I know that obviously the league has in the past not been extraordinarily happy with the optics of what Vegas has done and what the Lightning have done in the past with their injured guys coming back in game 1 and not playing game 82. I mean, honestly, if they did do that with Evander Kane, it's not cool because it's not policy. It's not a rule. But if they ever made it a rule that if you miss game 82, you can't play game 1, I'd be absolutely fine with that. I think most fans would be. If you are LTIRing and gaining cap space, then your guy can't at least play game 1. That'd be fine. That's a reasonable solution to what might not even be a problem in this league.
I was on Tampa to win that series. Obviously, last night, it's not like the Panthers had 40 shots in one. I mean, they took advantage of a lot of good opportunities, but powerful. I mean, are the Panthers wagoning up again here? Is this going to be another Florida Panthers own the East type of year?
Certainly looks that way. I mean, they were really good last night, and they overwhelmed Tampa. And Tampa made some bad decisions, like the goalie interference challenge they made directly led to another power play goal for the Florida Panthers, and that kind of put the game away. John Cooper kind of nodded at something last night that we probably underestimated about this Lightning team, which is that for all of the firepower in the top 6, for getting Yanni Gourde and Ryan McDonough back on the team, it's still a team with a lot of young guys, and so there's a lot of inexperience, I think, being shown in their bottom 6 in particular last night. I mean, listen, I was on the Lightning too. I thought they were playing really well, and I wasn't entirely sure what the Panthers were going to look like, getting this team together for the first time since 4 Nations, basically, when Tkachuk was hurt. But the Panthers looked like they didn't skip a beat last night. They were really good, and we'll wait to see if there's a response. I mean, the one thing I'm concerned about is Vasilevsky. You mentioned him before. I mean, part of the reason probably, Dustin, you and I both liked the Lightning in this series was the fact that this guy was probably the second best goalie in the league behind Hellebuck all season.
Great year.
And he was not a difference maker at all last night. So that's one point of concern, that if he's not playoff Vasi again, the Panthers could get through this series pretty easily.
One more place I want to go with you, and nobody really cares about the Carolina New Jersey series, but the Carolina Hurricanes are interesting to me because, and it's a lot of where teams are at early in this first round series wise, but our betting partner had Carolina as a pretty significant Stanley Cup favorite yesterday. Do you see the Canes at that? I think they're in a group of teams, but do you see the Canes still at that sort of caliber?
So you're saying people aren't interested in the Carolina Hurricanes against the AHL Utica Comets or the Albany River Rats? I mean, basically what the Devils are with these injuries at this point. Listen, I think Carolina is Carolina. I mean, they do this every year. They are a cohesive 4-line team. They play great defense. Their special teams are on point. I mean, they've done. I mean, their penalty kill this series against the Devils has been a marvel to watch. And if they get good goaltending, and yesterday honestly was not a bad game for Jersey. Like, they probably deserved to win that game. And Freddie Anderson had maybe one of the best goaltending performances of the playoffs so far in that game. I actually have Carolina going out in the next round to Washington. I am not super impressed with Carolina. That tracks back to the beginning of the season when I thought they'd missed the playoffs, which wasn't a good call. But I just feel like this team is still missing. I mean, when they got Rantanen, it made sense. That's the guy they're missing. Or when they got Gensel last year, that's the guy they're missing. I still don't think that this is a team that you can rely on to score that big goal in a big moment. And when I look over at Washington and I see Strome and Ovechkin and even Dubois and players like that are able to kind of gin up a big goal at a big moment for that team, I think Washington probably plays in the conference final. I'm not enamored with Carolina in the same way that the books are.
Greg, before we let you go, I know you we like to talk some TV stuff with you, some wrestling stuff too.
WrestleMania,
I got a lot of questions for you still. Then, what did you think of the main event at WrestleMania on Sunday?
I was on the edge of my seat for probably about 90% of that match. Like, I did not know if Cena would win. I did not know if Cody would win. I knew that there would be some level of interference, and we all assumed it would be The Rock because he is the final boss who was the catalyst for the Cena heel turn and all of it. And then it ended up being Travis Scott. and it ended up being Travis Scott coming down the aisle in a length of time that would make The Undertaker look like the Ultimate Warrior. Like, it took him so long to get to the ring. And the entire time I'm thinking to myself, what is Cody doing at this point? Why isn't he beating the living hell out of John Cena, who has his back turned to him? Did Cody go to get popcorn at the concession stand? Like, what the hell is happening right now as this rapper is sauntering to the ring? And it was at that point where they lost me. They lost me in the main event at that point. It became kind of stupid. It took me out of the drama of the whole thing. And by the way, now that the Rock was on McAfee this week, basically saying that they didn't really have a direction for any of this. He just showed up to juice the buy rates for Elimination Chamber. There was no big plan to have him involved in any of this. And it certainly read that way for the last couple of months. And now we know for sure that they just didn't know what the hell they were doing with this angle.
Oh, well, we'll have to see where it goes from here. Greg, what do you got coming down the pipe at ESPN?
Looking at the coaches carousel later this week, and then just doing playoff stuff, man. You know, me and Merrick did our thing yesterday on the sheet on Daily Face-Off and yelled at each other and talked about Lou Lamoriello stories.
Yeah,
it's always good. Me and him do our show at 3:00 on Tuesdays every week. Every week I find new people that have no idea that A, Jeff Merrick is doing a podcast again, and B, that I'm on it. So Tuesday,
we've been doing what we're doing for like 20 months. And I still bump into people around town and like, I thought you were dead. I'm like, no, man, like, it's not hard. It's 2025. Like, watch or listen to the show.
But I'm sure you're the same way, that like when people do find out, they're like happy. They're overjoyed.
They're ecstatic.
They still get to see you and listen to you. And it's the same thing with me and Merrick. Like, we hear from people that listened to us back in like the 2010s to be like, hey, great to see you boys again. And so, I mean, I'm so happy to be able to do it with him. It's Tuesday at 3 on the Daily Face-Off YouTube, and then you can find the podcast on where you get your podcasts.
Good stuff, buddy. We'll check in next week.
Anytime.
There you go. That's Greg Wyshynski from ESPN joining us every single Wednesday. Still has confidence in the Edmonton Oilers.
He's overconfident.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't be damned to the doubters.
Hey, Greg, dial it back a bit. Okay, your Oilers tattoo is showing,
Tell
sir.
him next time.
Holy smokes, man. All right, we've got the weekly rankings of power. We got the Marmot Basin Show report and the wrap for William Huff. Let's get into Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power right now. And if you're watching over on YouTube this morning, please sub to the channel if you haven't already. That would mean a lot to us. And we are just 27 likes away from going back to back 700 like shows, which has not happened in a long, long time. So hammer the thumbs up for us over there as well. And we are 21 subs away from 11.6K. And we know like 35 to 40% of you who are watching have not subbed yet, you little sneaky non-subbers. So sub to the channel if you wouldn't mind. All right, what are you ranking this week, buddy?
Game 2 anthem ideas.
Yes.
Now you could run it back, right? We've talked about that. But it's, as Greg mentioned, it's LA. It's a little wanky and.
Oh, this is a great idea. Good work, man. All right, let's do it. Number 10.
A polka. I think a good polka or an papa band, one of those like a beer, the big, and then a lot of brass.
I was thinking Weird Al immediately when you said polka.
Well, accordion based. That's your bass, and then you can dress it up around there. So drumming or a tuba, if you will, maybe one of those long horns.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, but a polka would get people going.
I think that would get people going. Yeah. Number 9.
The band Tool doing a 12-minute rendition of both anthems. With a lot of like visual accompaniment. Yeah. And no phones. You can't record it.
Those are the guys who did the one step closer to the edge. And I'm about
That's the one. Man, you had it.
Wyshynski good there, didn't I? You sucker.
Into the boat.
Number 8.
An a cappella group. Everybody likes an a cappella group. Had them growing up in school. The Streetniks would come to school. They had the headset mics and they'd be like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Remember that a cappella group that would do that?
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Where in the world are they? I say bring them back, have them in the original outfits, and they can. Imagine that a cappella. It's not bad. Should be higher on the list.
Number 7,
Randy Newman on the piano. Is he still alive? Like he's still with us. If not, a hologram Randy Newman.
There we go. That's good.
A live Randy Newman or hologram Randy Newman.
Either way.
Land of the free.
Number 6.
A mariachi band.
Oh.
Bringing a donkey and everything. The big hats.
I mean, you could do that down there.
It's party. Yeah.
Probably one on the street outside.
Exactly. Yeah. It's
Number
easy
5.
to find. More harmonica. I think
just run it back.
Bring the ladies back. That's why it's 5. It's right in the middle because you could. And from a King's point of view, I mean, why change what's got you there? So bring the ladies back. They were a hit. The Korean retirement home quintuplets, the 5 or whatever.
It's a fair spot for harmonicas on this list, I think. Number 4.
Samuel L. Jackson reading the Star Spangled Banner, perhaps in a slam poetry style.
Yes.
Dressed up as like it's the same Super Bowl outfit.
Yeah. That would be a great idea.
Yeah. The spotlight goes up to him. He's way up high in the top.
Number 3.
Oh, say, can you that? Brett Kissel.
You know what?
He gets around. He's always looking for. He's always popping up in weird places.
Not a bad idea.
Can you see the hat hanging off the guitar? Hey?
Right there. Yeah. Number 2.
Will Ferrell as D'Angelo Vickers from The Office singing the anthem while listening to it very loudly on his headphones.
I did not see that episode. God, sorry, man. I haven't watched
it. For such a Will Ferrell stan, that
it was just one season, right?
Something like that. Yeah, but it was so good.
I should probably watch the D'Angelo.
He has to do a speech, and Michael tells him, "Well, you got to pump yourself up." So he puts the headphones on, but it's really loud. So he has to talk. It's like you wearing your headphones and you talk loud, and he's just yelling.
Yeah.
God, you would piss your
I gotta
pants.
watch that episode later then. All right, number 1.
The number 1 in the Game 2 anthem ideas for tonight down in Los Angeles. It's an obvious artificial intelligence.
Oh, AI after our show today. Sound of the day coming up. You don't want to miss that.
Feed
AI, number 1.
Let the computer do it.
God, that's a good idea too. Great rankings today from Lieutenant Eric. The top ways to get those anthems done tonight. And we'll be watching at West Edmonton Mall, Bourbon Street, Hudson's tonight. Let's get into your snow report.
So stoked. Like, winter's here. I'm stoked. You stoked?
I'm stoked.
Just so stoked.
Yes.
I mean, it came down last night, what, a good 5 inches?
Last night, I think so. Something like that, and a couple feet the day before.
You've got a 5-foot base with 5 inches of freshie on top.
No new snow overnight, 2 centimeters though in the last 3 days. The base right now sitting at 102 with 326 centimeters total for the season. It does look like snow this weekend and into early next week though at Marmot. -4 mid-mountain right now, a high of -2 for today with a mix of sun and cloud. All chairs are spinning today. 18 runs were groomed overnight. Corduroy City right now. Come enjoy the uncrowded slopes on the fresh corduroy. And don't miss the last event of the season, Mid-Mountain Party. DJ Bradley James.
Yes,
spinning the tunes from 12 until 2 on Saturday. Also, live acoustic music in the Lower Chalet. Let's go Oilers, says Kelsey. Bradley James. Bradley James. Bradley James. In the house. By day. Marmot Basin Snow Report. Check them out, skimarmot.com. All right, let's dive into the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, WilliamHuff.com. They'll get it done. This is just an ordinary old office, but now it looks like a studio. Dun, 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 dun.
Or if you're in a wheelchair as well and you need some...
You want to get your wheelchair wrapped?
Yeah.
Bruce and the team will high priority job over there right now for them.
Look, I'm going to need you to put all the other projects on hold.
Yeah, but we're supposed to be changing some of the signage at Rogers. It doesn't matter. WilliamHuff.com. They've been doing this since 1952. Hit it, Trev.
Changing 200.
700 day, back-to-back 700 shows here in the playoffs. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yesterday's show, just shy of 800 after the fact. So if you're watching over right now and you haven't given us that thumb yet, we'll take it. All right. What do we learn on the show today, boys?
Oh, it's got to be the corned beef stealing the show.
Yeah.
That was a kernel of... and instead of the Oilers planting a seed, they're planting a corn, if you will, right? Like that's because it's... that's what they've done to the Kings.
Well, Trev and I have a new tradition.
Yes.
If they win tonight, we're going to say, can I get a win? And then I got to go win ya.
It starts tomorrow morning.
Yeah, tomorrow morning on the show. It's going to be a big
everyone
thing.
can't wait for it.
Oh, everybody's very excited for it.
excited.
I know you are.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be sitting here tomorrow morning after the dub. You're going to be spanking my ass with that hand clacker.
Yes.
And we're going to be giving me a
Full
win
chub.
ya.
Win ya.
Oh, God, what a morning.
I'm more excited for a team.
That's a 1,000-like show, boys.
Yeah.
That's a 1,000-like show tomorrow if they get the victory tonight.
Tonight.
God, they better get the win tonight. For the show. Like, the show needs it.
Oh.
Hey? The
Well,
show
I don't
needs
know.
a dub.
You said it's either happiness or anger. There's no sadness.
Oh, it's one or the other.
It'll be insane tomorrow.
There's no
way you slice
sadness.
it. No.
Let's get to your sound of the day. This is also something that we learned. That I can make AI songs in 20 minutes about things on the show. This is the one we put together for O Wednesdays.
Owen loves his mama.
Owen's mama, she's a baddie. Claim he didn't have a cousin Patty. He tried so hard, but couldn't get a pass. Stay away from me, you horse's ass.
Get away from me,
She's
you
the
horse's
mama,
ass.
a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train.
Trap, Owen, come on.
She's the mama, a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train.
Trap, Owen, come on.
Owen's mama, not very nice. She's on some soda with some ice. Chop, Owen, she's always bugging. Who are you? All of a sudden.
Trap,
She's
Owen,
the
come
mama,
on.
a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train. She's the mama, a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train. Owen's mama, pain the butt, don't want salt on her nuts. Owen's mama, got no spouse. There's a murderer in the house.
There's a murderer in the house.
Mama, a real pain, gonna throw her from the train.
Trap, Owen, come on.
She's the mama, a real pain, gonna throw her from the train.
All right, there you go. That is She's the Mama, our new O Wednesday song.
Zach could cover that.
Zach could cover it at the Estes for sure. We also did say AI songs are not eligible for Estes Awards.
Unless
there's no way the machines are getting a hold of the Estes.
The AI's its own song into, puts in some little.
I mean, if the AI somehow sends me a song out of nowhere that I wasn't even thinking where I was thinking about,
you got God. Yeah,
it's on me. All right, text of the day today for A and W. It was a tough day for many of you because Mac Romala didn't join us. And so we told you save those Mac Romala intros because you were sending in many good ones.
Heck of a challenge.
And I didn't want to ruin them.
A challenge for a lot of people to kind of swerve from their natural.
Text of the day brought to you by A&W Teen Burger. She's iconic. Think juicy grass-fed beef raised without the use of hormones or steroids. Think real cheddar cheese and mouth-watering bacon. Think lettuce, onion, tomato, pickles, top of the A&W special teen sauce. Now stop thinking about it and go get one at your nearest A&W to enjoy the taste of the legendary A&W Teen Burger today from Canada's original burger chain since 1956. Text of the day is going to go to Dex today. We were talking about it with Greg Wyshynski being like, Ullmark has not been great so far in this series for Ottawa.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Linus Ullmark. More like minus Ullmark. So lame. But Dex, congratulations, buddy. Text of the day, more like Dex of the day, gets it done.
He also said Janmark is a sniper now, and he's got a chub in the fridge. Like he's on fire.
He's on fire today. Dex is bringing the A game on the text line. All right, that's going to do it for the Nielson Show today. Coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studios. We will be at Hudson's tonight supporting Tommy in his Game 2. I won't be there as early as I was last time.
Tip him well.
Marshall's swimming, so I'll be there probably around puck drop. But looking forward to it. Hudson's, West Edmonton Mall, Bourbon Street. Join us for Game 2 tonight. I'll be back with the Lock Shop at 11.
Line him up.
Hey, Trev, can I get a win ya? That's cringeworthy. But if it helps him go on a run, we'll sacrifice it. We'll sacrifice ourselves. For Trev and Lieutenant Eric, I'm Dustin Nielsen. Hangouts coming up. Turn on autoplay. It'll take you right on over. Take it easy.